Yo, what's up, everybody? This is Toby. Welcome to the podcast. If you're a new listener, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm going to give a big shout out to my day ones for the past 6 years, my subscribers, my listeners. I appreciate people who talk about this podcast, who share this podcast, who support this podcast, who write reviews for this podcast. Really, really appreciate all your support. I've been doing this for 6 years. I've been giving it away for free. So many people ask me why I don't film it, why I don't monetize on YouTube, why don't I charge people for it on Patreon? And their answer is because I don't want to. I love these conversations in my kitchen. I love the honesty. I love that people want to come back for 2 or 3 episodes, the reoccurring guests that I have all the time. I love it. No lights, no cameras. I myself do not like going on podcasts that are being filmed and have lights. I've done it a couple times. I'll probably never do it again. I don't feel like myself in those situations. So I want all my guests to be as comfortable as possible. I do have sponsors. The sponsors keep my shit going. They keep it alive. But I will never interrupt a conversation with an ad in the middle of it. People do that all the time, and I will never interrupt the flow of a conversation. So don't worry about that. But I do have amazing sponsors who I align myself with, who the products that I use on a daily basis. I've turned down so much money for sponsors that want to be part of this podcast with companies I've never tried or didn't align with. I'm very picky about who I have on my sponsors and have on this podcast. That being said, check out the sponsors. Joe, cue up the music. Since 1987, Rockabilia has been around doing officially licensed merch. No bootlegs from all the artists that I freaking love, from pop to hip hop to rock to hardcore to punk. Over 500,000 items on this website, independently owned, operated in the USA. Custom limited collabs drop every month exclusively on this website from visual artists and tattoo artists. We have so many bands that I love and artists that I love, from Gaga to Blink, Katy Perry, Bad Brains, Beastie Boys, De La, Tribe Called Quest, 50 Cent, Billy, Deftones, Dead Kennedys, DMX, Dr. Dre, Eric B. and Rakim, Goo Goo Dolls, Hall & Oates, Wu-Tang, U2, Snoop, TSO, and Paramore. Those is to name a few of all my favorite bands that are on this website. I've owned t-shirts from all those artists throughout my life. Now I know to go here only. All officially licensed merchandise. Check out Rockabilia Instagram. Also go to rockabilia.com and use my code OLLC10 and get 10% off. That's rockabilia.com. Use my code OLLC10 and get 10% off your purchases. Thank you to Rockabilia for being our new sponsor. Welcome to OLLC fam. As we get older, we start paying attention to what we put in our bodies. I personally have been listening to my body since I was 18 when I went vegan. I've always been focused on my health. It's super important, mental and physical health. But it's really important for people who are just starting to get more healthy and trying to step up their life. Doing your homework, reading the labels, researching and verifying everything that's quality. It's part of the game these days. That's why I started drinking AG1s. I'm so proud to have them as a sponsor of my podcast. AG1 is a foundational nutrition supplement that delivers daily nutrients and gut support and is backed by multiple research studies so you can trust what you're putting into your body. We're all so busy these days, so just store a pack of AG1 in the morning into a cup of water and shake it up and drink it. I love the way it tastes. I do it every single morning. It's part of my routine. I bring the packets on tour. It's an incredible life changer for me. Many supplements only reference research from ingredients in their product, but I trust AG1 in my daily routine because it's constantly putting the formula to the test. It's backed by multiple research studies. In one of those research studies, AG1 was shown to have double the amount of healthy bacteria in the gut, which is super important because these help digestion in the immune system and the immune health. And these bacteria are known to help with digestion as well, gas and bloating, which I freaking need. And it also promotes regular bowel movements, what I can attest to. In another research study, 97% participants felt more energy after 30 days, and 91% of the participants noticed that they needed less coffee after 60 days. I quit coffee like 5 months ago. I know I'm good on that. But AG1 is packed with a variety of nutrient-dense ingredients and is the perfect complement to my healthy diet. I drink it because I know it's going to work, and it gives me a peace of mind covering all my nutrition bases for the day. In fact, I trust it so much, that's why I'm spreading the word about it. That's why it sponsors my podcast. Thanks to Angie Huberman for turning me on to AG1s, connecting me with them, and now they're part of my podcast. It's so easy and satisfying to start your day with AG1s. Try AG1 and get a free 1-year supply of the vitamin D3K2 and 5 free AG1 travel packs with your purchase at drinkag1.com/OLLC. That's drinkag1.com/OLLC. It's never been a better time to focus on your health and wellness and get back on track, man. Take control of your daily health. Health is wealth. You done a lot of podcasts before?
No.
Really?
I mean, some, yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Some, but not. I don't do them generally speaking. Yeah.
You did a face-to-face one?
Never. I've never.
Fuck yeah.
This is my first face-to-face
I
sitting
love
down.
that shit.
It's so great. So
especially come out of the pandemic, it was like super weird with like all the Zoom ones.
Yeah.
Which I'd never done a Zoom one. I refuse to do Zoom.
I think I do Zoom ones.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know. They're always a little wonky, and then you come out and you're like always surprised by the headline. I'm like, bury this.
What, like from the podcast? You mean?
Yeah. Because I don't know, like political stuff. People always want it, me to be divisive and. Or I don't know. Yeah. So it's like, what? Picture of me next to Charlie Kirk.
What?
Bury this.
Oh my God, dude. It's so fucking funny.
It's fucked up.
It's such a crazy world though too right now.
Oh God. It is,
it's a very
it's tough. Yeah.
It's a very, not to get dark in the podcast, but yeah, it's a very strange time.
Yeah.
Man.
Uncertain times. And, but you know what? Life is still good.
Life is, we're still alive. We're still fucking, stay right there.
Yeah.
We're still alive. We're still healthy.
Yeah.
You have to stay there, stay put. But I mean, yeah, we're live. We're fucking, I'm already recording right now, so fuck it. Let me do an introduction. Welcome to the One Life One Chance podcast. I'm your host, Toby Morse. Welcome to the podcast, my very special guest, Stacy Dee.
Woo-hoo.
How are you?
I'm good.
We've been talking about doing this for such a long time. There was sickness with the dogs, with humans and everything, and now we're here, man.
That's so funny.
How's Matthew the dog?
He is doing great. He's with his pet sitter now, Jan.
Nice.
Jan takes good care of him, and he's laying on his pad. He had a good walk, and he pooped, and everything's going fine.
Yeah, both our dogs are 14.
Yeah.
We were talking earlier before the pod, going through some you said that means our dog's like 80 years old, I guess?
Yeah, like 80, 82.
The one thing about small dogs, supposedly they live longer.
I keep hoping. I hope and hope and hope. I mean, he's still playing. He's like, we call it brambling. He really likes
you're telling that,
to like go get the stick. He likes natural stuff. He's not a ball dog, although he will tug. But, he had some teeth removed, so tugging is kind of, he's like, now he just...
Yeah, my dog has some missing teeth as well. My dog never caught a ball in her life. And my dogs never give a kiss to us, never licked us once.
Never once?
Only our one friend, Frankie. Shout out to Frankie Orange. He doesn't even live in the state. When he comes, she's the only person that...
I felt like she was about to give me a kiss.
Maybe. I've never seen it.
She was so close to my face. Like,
She's definitely going to fart on you for sure.
I can't wait.
But yeah, having a dog is... when they get older too, and it's just like... I think I talked about this earlier. Is you have one dog, right?
Right. Uh-huh.
I read something where it's like, maybe get like a puppy introduced into them, but then it's like, do you want to have... your dog be weird and jealous on the last couple years of his life?
I don't want to do that to him.
But then it's like, I also heard on the positive, it brings the dog to life supposedly and energetic. I don't know if that's true, dude.
Yeah. I don't know. I think Matthew would maybe get used to a puppy because he needs to be the boss, but I'd wake up to him probably cuddling that dog in the night. You know what I mean? Like,
which is cute.
There was this neighbor of mine when I lived in San Pedro. Shout out Tinkerbell. Tinkerbell and Matt were like besties, and I would take them. They had 2 young kids, and so they couldn't take her out a lot. Yeah. And I was walking like 5 miles a day at the time, so I was like, let's go. And so they were kind of besties, and I babysat her a few times and woke up with Matt just laying his head like on her foot or something, It's like, I'm not taking too much, but just,
Yeah.
But at this point, he's blind and deaf, and he...
Yeah, my dog's going deaf too, I think.
Yeah, yep.
Or I think it's just selective hearing at some things when I say her name.
No. I'm like, Poppy! Like...
I know. She doesn't even look at me.
Spinning around, like...
Yeah, my dog's got the eyes glazed kind of over.
Yeah, mine does too. Yeah.
I talked about this in the pod before. I wish there was some way with science that we could somehow just get one thought from our dog before they went past what they were thinking, how they thought their life was, some sort of chip we can... Why can't we have that? We do everything else at this point.
I know it. I don't know what I'm going to do.
If they're happy, if they hate the food we've been giving them. Do you know what I'm saying?
Like all of it.
I feel like
you just never listen to me.
I know. There's got to be something in the future we can figure out what our dogs are thinking. I don't know.
God, I just fucking love him so much. I'll tell you, I certainly love my parents and my boyfriend and my cats and my family, my band. But my dog is certainly at the top of that.
There's something so, I don't know, about the bond with the pet. It's crazy. Yeah. I don't know. It's beyond everything else, right?
He sits there and stares at me like, listen to my thoughts. I listen to yours.
Yeah.
Because he really, really reacts to my energy more than my words. You know what I mean? If I'm like trying to talk to him, like, no, Matt, don't do that. He doesn't listen. But if I'm like, what you're doing in my mind, I go, what we're doing right now is you're laying down. And he lays down immediately, you know? It's funny. He listens to my, whatever my energy is, or
interesting.
my thoughts.
Yeah. My dog would come in the kitchen and sit by the refrigerator for water and bark. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
They're just really smart. I don't know.
Yeah, he does the same now. He's like, I'm going to give you a warning. Now I'm barking by the back door, and if you don't fucking let me out, I might pee. You know what I mean? And that's like a new thing, new development.
Yeah.
What we say, or what my boyfriend says, is once a man, twice a child, if you're lucky. And that's kind of where Matt's at right now.
Wow.
Twice a child. He's kind of moving into the...
Yeah, some diaper action going on with Stella too.
Yeah. We can't like in the morning. We're getting up early in the morning now, and we're both rockers, so we generally probably wouldn't get up early.
My house does not wake up early at all.
But now Matt's like, I'm fucking up, and he goes and he stands at the edge of the bed, and the last thing we want him to do is jump down onto the hardwood floor.
Yeah.
But we don't want him to have the ability to get up and down all night too, because we're afraid that he's gonna have an accident or something just doing what he wants to do.
Yeah.
Dude, and my boyfriend made my office in the front of the house is kind of like where I run Sidewalk Project, where I write my songs. It's my closet. It's the cat box.
Yeah.
And so my boyfriend made this like barrier that has a cat cut out for the cats to go in and out, but Matt
That's pretty
can't
cool though.
get in.
It's a woman cave.
It is the woman cave. It's my clawfus.
I love that clawfus. Did you have pets growing up?
Oh yeah, big time.
Yeah, so you were talking before the pod. You grew up in Half Moon Bay.
Yeah.
Trailer park?
Yeah.
Wow. Siblings?
Yeah, one brother.
So where were you born?
I was born in San Francisco on Geary Street at Kaiser. And
Kaiser Permanente.
4th generation San Franciscan, which is pretty deep.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Your
dad was like a working class like songwriter and stuff?
Totally. My dad was had a band called Jamocha doing reggae shit in 72 in the city,
sick.
Which is actually pretty deep.
That's
it's pretty cool. Yeah. And that had a girl singer, and so I've always seen that representation,
Yeah.
Yeah.
At a young age.
And having him.
Did your mom play drums too?
No, my mom just dances and really loves music.
Okay, you learned drums.
I learned drums
when
I was really young. Yeah. I don't know why I know how to play drums. It's just one of those things you know how to do.
Yeah.
I sat down at the drum set.
Drums are sick.
They had a drum set in my brother's room before he was born, and always set up. And so my dad's band would come jam, and I would go sit down behind the drums, and I always knew how to do like at least even with the kick, it was like, it was just something I always knew how to do.
So how'd you end up from San Francisco out to Half Moon Bay?
Well, my folks left the city and went to Vallejo for a while, and I think my dad did some jail time when I was really young. He was kind of a one of those drug mules.
Okay. Just get to it.
Yeah, just get right to it. But he's a great guy. I mean, what are you gonna do? But then my auntie Robin had the trailer in Moss Beach right there, and my mom, she offered it to my mom, and it was like, it was a double wide. It was 3-bedroom, 2-bath. It wasn't
pretty big.
It was pretty big actually, and we didn't have a lot of yard, but it was such a cool place to grow up because it had its own. It was its own neighborhood in the middle of nature. It's like we had our own beach. We had the hill. We had this place we called the jungle where we made forts, and it had skate ramps, and and there was a pool and a rec hall where I'd have like dance parties. Like I'd have the kids over, and some of my friends would DJ, and we'd be dancing.
That's amazing. It was like a kind of party house, kind of.
My house was a party house, yeah, for sure. My parents were always, because they were pretty drug positive people. Let's just say.
Like weed in the house?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay,
my God. Oh God. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Always. But yeah. So
was it like hippie vibe?
Yeah, they were super hippies.
Okay.
They were hippies from San Francisco, and of the time, like the first wave hippie.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, and yeah, so they were a lot of fun. So they were always
Were they
like,
strict at all or no?
mm,
Like with school and stuff?
yeah, I was not great at school. I was very smart. I'm very smart, but I was not focused in school. In fact, I was just like, I went for the social aspect.
Same.
And
Yeah.
had a hard time
Fitting in?
No, I had a lot of I had a lot of friends, but I just didn't. I couldn't focus on doing schoolwork, you know? It was like the most boring thing in the whole wide world for me to just sit there and listen to somebody that was lifeless and just going through the motions try to teach me some shit that I was not interested in at the time, you know? So
But you got good grades.
I didn't.
Oh, wow. But you're smart, though. Yeah. Shouldn't even try. You didn't give a shit. Okay.
I just didn't even try. And then I went into continuation school, and, you know, they let you work at your own pace. So I learned differently.
Gotcha.
So in 6 months, I had finished the entire year, and they were like, "You've got to go back to regular school." And as soon as I did, I stopped going again. You know, and at the time, you know, it was the 90s, and raving was happening, and you know, I had a boyfriend from when I was 15 to 20, and we kind of like lived together, and we'd go to school together. And it was a very grown up relationship.
You grew up pretty fast.
It grew up pretty fast. Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Were you partying at a young age too?
Yeah, totally. I was raving.
What raving?
I was raving.
So even like before you, like the first time we tried, we was super young, probably.
Second grade.
What?
I know.
How old are you in second grade?
7.
Holy.
Well, because I would
was that
see
something you tried in the house?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I see my parents. And it wasn't something I did all the time, but I was like, you know, I was curious.
You're around it, curious. Totally.
So I knew that they had these little roaches, and so I'd go try to smoke them in my room. You know, although I didn't. And I still live a very weed positive life. You know, I don't smoke it all day anymore. That's for sure. I got to run a business and shit, but
yeah.
Certainly at nighttime.
For sure.
Yeah, I've had a wild experience.
What about drinking? Drinking early age?
I wasn't ever a drinker. My dad was kind of a heavy drinker, and it was problematic. And so when I tried to drink, I would get like cramps in my arms. Like, I don't know if it was like I was allergic to it or something, but I wasn't a big, I mean, I did drink, but like I wasn't like all the other kids where they have 40s and really enjoyed it. Like I didn't enjoy any of that, you know? And I only started kind of drinking in 2019 when I first got to, when I played with Me First in the Gimmes on a Euro tour. You know, and then we're going out to these nice dinners. I mean, they really taught me about like great food and wine and how those things are,
like foodies.
Awesome. Like foodies, yeah. So I've kind of moved into that in my last couple years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you graduate from school?
I took my GED and got out.
Okay.
It's a funny story. I had this teacher in 8th grade, Mrs. Fletcher, Mrs. Fletcher. We called her Mrs. Felcher because we were terrible kids. But yeah, so Mrs. Fletcher and I did not see eye to eye on a lot of things. And I was kind of the class clown of school as well. So my whole thing was trying to get people to laugh, and Mrs. Fletcher didn't like that.
Of course
so,
not.
You know, I finally gotten past it. I was going up to high school. I passed Mrs. Fletcher's class by the skin of my teeth. I get up to high school, so excited for my new English teacher. It's Mrs. Fletcher.
No way. What? Oh my God, man.
And then I was like, oh my God. So I failed out of the class and everything. And then the funny thing was that when I was finally studying to take my GED, the one person that helped me was Mrs. Fletcher.
Shout out to Mrs. Fletcher, man.
She's still alive too.
Really? That's amazing.
She's got to be like 90. I totally want to connect with her and be like, look what I did. You know?
I'm sure you can find her. That'd be so sick.
She's still in town. Like I know that she a couple years ago, a friend of mine, one of my best friends, was like, look, it's Mrs. Fletcher. She's at the dance. And I was like, that's rad. Tell her I said hi.
She was at the dance?
She was at the kids' dance, like chaperoning.
It would be cool. Like, see, I made it. I fucking did it. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, maybe all of that energy was because I was supposed to be doing something like this, and it wasn't,
for sure,
helped.
I want to say like dream is like we're we're all the same in that sense, like the punk rock kids growing up, but you thought about doing other things. You were in the school, but it was like for social and meeting friends and skating and all that stuff. And thinking about doing other things outside. Were you playing music? Obviously played music at an early age too.
Yeah. I started writing. I'll start with here. My dad was home a lot because he's a musician and stuff. And my mom was always such a badass, and she held the fort down, and she always worked, and like she, supported the family and all that kind of stuff. So my dad was home a lot, but he had a lot of cool recording gear and like reel to reel shit, and we would record together. And I had, music books around me, and he'd play guitar and I'd sing, and I just really wanted to be a famous singer. I want to be a famous singer when I grow up. And I'd like have these little singing groups around the trailer park with other little girls. And
what was your influence? Like, what were we listening to back then? Inspiring
like Madonna
and
Cyndi Lauper, the Police and Joan Jett. I was listening to Joan Jett.
All the greats.
Yeah. And I did a cover of Papa Don't Preach. And I was like, look, Dad, I got it this time. And I'm like, Daddy, if you could. You know what I mean? Singing. I'm like 11.
Is there videos of that?
No, we didn't.
So
we were too poor to have video, anything. Yeah.
Madonna's the greatest. I have a Madonna tattoo. So many stories about her.
No shit.
Love her. I got to meet her twice in my life.
What?
Be in one of her books. Cover a song. Yeah. I love her. I went and saw her recently on her last tour. She was amazing.
Oh, dude. I got to see the True Blue tour.
What? That's amazing. I didn't see it. That's incredible.
Yeah, my mom worked for Bill Graham growing up. Do you know Bill Graham?
I know the name. Yeah.
He was the biggest concert promoter in San Francisco and responsible for the Grateful Dead. And
gotcha.
But he had this merch company called Winterland Productions.
I know Winterland. Yeah.
And my mom...
Still around, no?
The old Winterland, no,
it was
I
a
don't
merch
think
company,
so.
right?
It was a merch company.
All the artists used that. I remember
everybody. So my mom worked for there, and so I grew up in like rock T-shirts because they were free. But
so
like
sick.
in the third grade, I had a satin rat jacket, dude. You know what I mean?
That's hard.
People were like, "How do you have all this shit?"
That's cool.
Twisted Sister and fucking.
I think Winterland was like one of the biggest first kind of merch companies for all the artists.
Yeah, I'm so glad that you know that. Yeah, I grew up in that printing press.
Because I look at vintage shirts a lot online and top of the tags. Yeah.
I have a couple that my mom saved from the trailer. I've got a Grateful Dead and a Rolling Stones. They're both $500 each. If you look on, they're fucking from '81.
Wow,
it's pretty neat.
So you were in the mix. So you went to see Madonna pop. Wow.
Yeah, so got to see that.
Was that one of your first concerts?
My first concert was when I was 6 years old, and I got to see the Go-Go's at the Greek Theater in Berkeley.
Dude, that's incredible.
Yeah, and my parents, I was like, that was like the first band that I was like, this is my band. This is what I really like. And because of Winterland, my mom got cheap tickets.
Mom had the juice, man.
She had the juice. She really did. So yeah, they took me and they let me just go, and I ran up to the front of the stage and I put my head on the stage and I was looking at Jane Whelan and I was like, that's what I'm going to do with the rest of my life, 6
years old.
6 years old.
That's incredible.
And it is what I did.
And that's what you are doing. That's great. That's great to have that. Damn, to see that at such a young age.
Yeah, no, I really was very lucky in that way, for sure.
Did you go to a lot of concerts after that? You started going
I got to go to a shit ton. I saw Tiffany. Remember Tiffany?
Come on, I think we're alone now. Come on, man.
We're alone now.
She's still performing too.
She is, yeah.
That was the one song she had, though, wasn't it? This one more ballad, maybe.
No, it was terrible. It was the shortest concert because she only had that one record. It was like 20 minutes. And then we were like, encore. She never came out.
Oh, my God.
It was at the Shoreline Amphitheater, and it was like only for little teen girls, because they shut off like most of the amphitheater, and they just made us all kind of sit in this one area. It was something.
It's crazy to still have that one song, and she's still performing off that one song, dude.
Good for her.
Who knows if she even wrote it or got royalty? I'm sure it's something, but
I think
I
it's
see her
a
pop
Beatles
up.
song.
Really? We have to look that up.
We're gonna have to look that up.
I'll tell my editor, look that up, Joe. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So what about get from that into punk, like your first kind of punk exposure?
Well, my first kind of
Go-Go's a punk to me back then.
Huh? The Go-Go's?
Yeah,
oh
dude,
my God, big time.
Rock, yeah.
I loved that
but it was pop.
sound. It was pop, but it was, Belinda Carlisle was the drummer of the Germs.
That's right.
Those were punk girls.
Jett.
Yeah. So at that same time, it felt like, I was born in 75, so like 80, 81 was when I was kind of coming online in my own likes in
finding
music.
your own music, correct?
Right.
Yeah.
And so the punk stuff was definitely Joan Jett, and it was the Ramones. Because I think Rock and Roll High School was, 81, 82 or something.
Yeah, makes sense.
So, and then what else did I really like back then? I liked the Police, which they're not punk, but there is an essence of something there.
What about U2 back then, no?
I don't like U2.
Okay. Because they were punk when they first came out, though.
Were they?
Yeah.
I don't.
And the songs they sang, the lyrics are pretty crazy with political shit. They always talked about.
Yeah,
shit.
I wish that I liked them more. I just, I guess at that time when they came out,
you were too punk.
No, it was the time of hip hop. Hip hop was just coming in. It was like 87, 88.
Oh yeah.
And there was that division of radio split where it was like you either listen to like indie radio where U2 was on, or you listen to like, regular radio, which had
Top
a lot
40.
of top 40, but it had a lot of hip hop stuff that was coming out, and I really loved like old shit like Double Dutch Buzz coming down the street. So I always had that like affinity for, and I grew up listening to a lot of hip hop growing up.
Really?
Yeah.
So like East Coast and West Coast.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
Double Dutch Bus, dude.
Dutch Bus, dude.
Curtis Blow.
Yeah.
Dude, so many things came out back then. Houdini.
Yeah.
And then the West Coast shit, Ice-T when he first came out. Oh my God. Too Short, all that.
God. Too good.
Even before NWA, there was so much great hip hop. That's cool. Did you breakdance or anything or no? You popping?
I was popping. Yeah.
You rapping?
Was I rapping? Here's the funny thing. It's like, I don't know if you know this or not, but I do have, I've worked with a lot of different hip hop artists in LA. I had a group called the Returners with Tumex and
Tumex?
Yeah.
It's on my list. Returners. That's right.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I was like,
what was that?
That was in I had a Xanax thing, and so when I was on that stuff, my memory is so bad. I would guess like 2000. Well, I moved to LA in 2006.
Okay.
And started working with them immediately. So Noel, one of my best friends, his grandma used to babysit me in the trailer park.
Dude.
Yeah, he's a hip hop producer and was DJing my dance parties in the trailer park.
Fucking amazing.
But then, he grew up to do like LA to the Bay, and he's worked with fucking everybody. And one of my favorite hip hop groups is called Freestyle Fellowship. I know that. Yeah. One of my favorite.
That's awesome.
And so he had this real connection with them, and he moved here and started working with all those guys and Tumex and the whole Project Blowed stuff. And so when I moved here, Noel was like, I go, where do you live? And he goes, he was up off Slauson, and I was in Culver City just down the hill. And I go, no shit, I live 5 minutes away from you. So he was like, come over. So we started, and then we had a group called Knives and Gasoline, which was kind of more indie.
I have that too, yeah. Knives and Gasoline.
Yeah.
But you were rapping too, though?
On the Returners, I had a couple.
Oh
but you know what? Growing up, the boys like... I was just I was so scared to even try to rap. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even though all the boys would be, around doing it and rapping in the room. And yeah, I was there and watching it all, but I was just too nervous, too shy.
That is so crazy, your hip hop. It's so cool.
Yeah.
That's why I grew up into mostly hip hop, even before kind of punk rock.
Yeah.
I was breakdancing in the 80s and all that stuff. Then I found
that shit,
skateboarding and all that.
Yeah. I just love it so much.
It's so close to punk rock too, the whole hip hop and punk
the way
rock.
that it came up together. It comes from the same shit. It comes from the
Absolutely.
same clubs. It comes from
Public
the same...
Enemy, punk.
So punk.
Yeah, Public NWA, like everything, man.
My first hip hop record that I bought was Dana Dane, the rapping Dana Dane.
Dana
Dane with Fame. He's New York, right?
Yeah. Dana Dane, yeah. Remember,
Dana Dane with Fame.
Dude, I Got It Made. Yeah. I got it. I'm thinking like all the early 80s stuff. Big Daddy Kane.
Oh, yeah.
Kumo D.
Oh, my God,
Coogee Rap. Dude, even like I love Queen Latifah back in the day.
Oh my God, sorry.
MC Light, Moni Love.
Oh my God, yes. I love Queen Latifah. I love everything Queen Latifah does.
Dude, she was even like, before acting, like fucking... I lived in Jersey City back in the early 90s, and she owned a VHS store by my spot, and we'd see her in there sometimes. We rent our VHSs. But
I fucking love dancing too. I wish, that I really wish that I learned breakdancing at that, because I love it. I love b-boy shit.
Fuck
and
yeah.
I could do a little pop and lock in. My dad used to like rerun, you know what I mean? Like,
Rerun, yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's so fun.
All I watch on YouTube mostly is breakdancing.
That's
It's so crazy, like the little kids now and all the
I
battles
bet.
in Japan and everywhere. It's
Oh my
so
God.
amazing, man.
Now you're gonna get me to go home and probably check some of that shit out tonight. That's
so you
cool.
were more hip hop before you're punk, for
yeah,
sure.
I was. Yeah. I mean, and then, but it was kind of, at like 15, 16, growing up in the Bay, I would get, mixed tapes of things. And so I heard Operation Ivy and I heard Green Day before they were famous,
Yeah.
and this band called The Odd Numbers, and I liked the Toy Dolls. And so there was bands that I was listening to when I was, 15, 16, that kind of, but by the time I was 18, I was kind of moving past hip hop and I was kind of moving more into punk. I don't know why. It just kept calling my name. And
What was like your first punk show?
What was my first? It was the Go-Go's.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Okay, after that, I'll put a small club show after that, like a.
Oh my God,
like a real like kind of crazy.
I
punk
couldn't even
show.
tell you. It was just one where you didn't know anybody in the city.
Some local bands.
Just local bands. Yeah, I don't remember any of them.
And then when is like your first kind of band start? Like, what is your first band? Was it not
the Angry Amputees?
Angry Amputees, yeah.
Yeah,
I started. I like that name.
Well, we had a real amputee in the band. Johnny was one of the first survivors of meningococcal meningitis. He was just at home in Santa Barbara, and he wasn't feeling good one day, and he stayed home from school, and his dad came in and was like, "Whoa, what's going on with you? You look terrible." And his skin was like really translucent with like these big red spots.
Dude.
And within a couple hours, his body was packed on ice and it was literally burning from the inside out. And so,
what the fuck?
I know, he lost his legs beneath the knee and his fingers. He said he woke up and he saw his hands, and his hands looked like these big black claws, and he was like, "Oh shit, I'm gonna lose those."
Holy fuck! So it's really an amputee in the band. Holy shit!
And he's amazing. On this hand, he kind of has like the hang loose symbol, but like a nub, and like all this is gone. But he can like, and the doctors. Oh no, that's on this hand. So he can like with his stumps.
Holy shit!
And like on tour and shit, like I'd go get him like, because he had so many skin grafts from the burn that his skin would break open after playing, and so I was like making him gloves in the fucking back of the van, sewing extra leather.
Sick gloves for him, yeah.
And on this hand, he had absolutely nothing except for this action, and they cut it a little deeper so he could hold a pen and he could hold a pick. And,
holy shit!
Yeah, and he played in his wheelchair for years and years and years and years, and then finally somebody caught wind of him that made prosthetics, and they made him these like slip on, because he walked on his knees, and he would end up in the hospital like once every year with like a staph infection or something from the knees breaking open.
Yeah.
So they put these like stump little shoes. There's little stump shoes, and then they're like, they got a tread on them and stuff. And so he got those, and we were at rehearsal one night, and I was like, "Dude, can you stand and rock now?" He's like, "I don't know, dude. Let's see." And then he's up and he's like, wee, jumping and shit.
Oh my God, man.
He is one of the best motherfuckers I have ever met in my life. He is one of the coolest, most positive, wonderful, funny. He teaches, I think he teaches film in
cool,
Alameda.
man.
He's got 2 kids.
Oh, awesome, man.
Yeah, he's just
Shout out
the
to him.
best.
That's cool.
Johnny Dalton. I love you, buddy.
So that's a real name. That's a real name of the band, actually.
Yeah. So that was my first band, and I'll go back a little because I was writing songs. Like I started writing songs in the 4th grade. I wrote this song that there was this cool girl, at school, and I was like, "Hey, have you heard this song?" And then I sang my song, and she was like, "Yeah, I know that song." And I turned around, and I was like, "Yes."
You just made it up.
Yeah, I had been working on it,
Oh my
but
God,
I sang it to her, and she was like, "Yeah, I know that one." And I was like,
that is so fucking funny.
It's so
man.
funny. But then, as I was in that long relationship, and I was, was partying, and I was raving, and I was doing all this other stuff, I didn't pick up my guitar. And my dad had been trying to get me to play guitar my entire life, as you can imagine. You know, he's a ripping guitar player.
Okay.
He's just such a beautiful guitar player, my dad is. And he still teaches, you know.
That's awesome.
He's got like 5 or 6 students. But I just wasn't ready until I was, you know.
Yeah.
And then,
your time.
Yeah, and I had run the gamut with a lot of substances, and I was like, I don't want to do that anymore. Dad, I'm ready to, you know, learn guitar. And he gave me his old Sigma acoustic guitar, this big clunky big guitar, and he taught me E and A, and then I moved down to Santa Barbara to get myself into college. Now, I went down and got into City College, and this is why I know I'm smart, because I left with a 3.75 grade point
Holy
average.
shit,
so I was doing okay.
That's
you know what
amazing.
I mean? But I was doing I was taking classes I loved, you know. I did acting and music, which I always got A's in, and then everything else I got B's in, you know. It's except for English. I got A's in English.
Well, you're focused now. You're done with all the other
I was done with all that stuff. And so I was taking classes I really wanted to be. I wanted to be doing something else, and I wanted to be playing music. And then I found out I was a freaking songwriter. You know, I left knowing those 2 chords, and I came back home 3 years later with a handful of songs. And I was like, Dad, you know, I think I'm a songwriter. And he was like, okay, you know, this kid of mine, she's a disaster, but whatever. And I was like, can I play you, you know, one of my songs? And I played him the first song that I wrote that I like. So also grew up with a bunch of skateboarders in Santa Barbara. My ex-boyfriend's Frankie Hill, you know, Frankie Hill.
Yes.
So I grew up with a lot of skateboarders and in a house with like, you know, 8 dudes and me, you know. So when I first showed my friend Eric, who ended up being in the Angry Amputees, later, my first song, he was like, you have to play it for everybody. So he sat me in the middle of the kitchen, and then there's like 12 dudes, tough skater dudes, just listening to little Stace with her little acoustic song, you know. But
God.
it was, but you know, I had to do it. You know, at first I was just singing like this. He's like, I can't hear you.
How old are you then?
Louder. God, I was 21.
Okay, yeah.
So I didn't start the Angry Amputees in my first band until I was 25.
Wow.
Yeah, so, which is cool because as a 50-year-old and having the band that I have now, it feels like if I had gotten any of the success or, you know, earlier, I would have totally ruined it because I wasn't ready. It just feels like, and then I get to have the perspective that is very often not seen or heard, you know, of like older ladies, middle-aged ladies that are, you know, seeing life a different way. And so it's pretty neat.
Yeah, were there other bands before that? Were there?
Oh my God, I was in so many bands.
Was it Blacktop Idol?
Yeah, Blacktop Idol was
Park
one.
Royal?
Park Royal. Get this, Park Royal was when I lived in London, and
how'd you end up in London?
so the Angry Amputees went to do a tour, and my guitar player Eric knew my ex-husband Mike. And so we went over to do Mike's show and record some songs at the BBC at Maida Vale Studios. And we did a tour through all of England with this other band called Fire Apple Red, who we met in San Francisco.
Gotcha.
And it was totally cool. It was just so fun. And then we stayed with him, my ex-husband, and then, you know, we got together and then I was back and forth between San Francisco and London for a year and a half or so. And then, you know, you got to give it a shot. So the only way that we could keep our relationship going is if I got married and moved there so I could work, you know?
Yep.
So that's what we did. And God bless him, you know, but I was like, as soon as I sat down at my house, I was like, got my flat, got all of the furniture, got all of the things, moved there, all my shit's there. I sat down for the first weekend of being there and I was like, I'm going to leave this.
It wasn't for you, yeah.
God damn it, yeah.
Are you
But
serious?
it wasn't for years and years. You know, we had a.
How long you lived there for?
I was there for 2 years.
Okay.
And then moved here in 2006, and he was doing the punk show from Los Angeles for a while, and then he really wanted to be like a firefighter and a cop, and so I was like,
in England or here?
No, well, he was thinking about it in England because, you know, the entertainment industry is just so, you can't rely on it all the time, you know, and so he really wanted some stability, but with me and my family, I was like, I can't marry a cop. I can't be married to a cop. My mom even, people in uniform, my mom was like, one time the fire department came to just check the extinguishers while I was at work, and I opened the door and I saw them in uniform, and I just slammed the door in their face.
On the firemen?
Yeah. It's just because of the fear, the fear of, whatever.
I was thinking the other day, like, you really can't trust the government, police, president, but maybe firemen because they save people.
Yeah. No, the one thing I'd say about my ex-husband is that he really had that kind of knight in shining armor.
Did he become a fireman?
He became a fireman.
Okay, that's legit.
And I think he's like one of the chiefs now, maybe in San El Segundo. And, he had to do the background check, and they had to call me and see, how I just said, he really is great. And
is he a handsome fellow?
Yeah.
All firemen are super handsome. My wife said, we talk about it.
Yeah, he was handsome. He is handsome. He's I think remarried, and he's got a couple kids.
Nice.
I'm still friends with his sister and his mom. I
That's
wish
cool.
them happy birthdays.
How many years were you married for?
I was married for like 9 or 10 years.
Oh, fuck
it went for a while.
Wow, that's a long time.
Yeah.
Are you still with your music at that point, living in LA? He's doing
I
that?
was, but it was.
Were you working out here? Did you have a job out here? When you
Yeah.
first came to LA?
I was doing temp jobs for a while. I worked for Nate and Al up in Beverly Hills, the restaurant, the Jewish deli.
Okay.
But in the office, which was really cool.
Yeah.
I did that for a while, and then when I lived in London, I worked for Sony Pictures.
Nice.
Doing unscripted reality TV and like selling and game shows.
Okay.
So my boss would go to conferences and try to sell the dating game to Bangladesh or something.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Different markets to try to set up. Or reality TV shows they were Dragon's Den was over there, but here it's called Shark Tank.
Oh, gotcha.
So
Okay.
Yeah. So and I was doing really well over there working for them, and I was good at it. And so I came here and went to Sony Pictures to do a walkthrough with the guy that ran the division here, and they were trying to create a position for me or someone at Sony Pictures here. And they said, well, we'll hire you temp for a while if you want to come in and set up the department, but then we're going to have to look at other people to see if they're better qualified. And I was like,
what? Fuck
that. So then I got a job doing, I worked for a company that made, do you remember in the early thousands, Superman and Batman belt buckles?
Yeah, of course.
That was kind of like a big thing.
Of course.
Yeah. So I worked for the a company that had the license to make all that shit, and Toki Doki and
damn,
all that kind of kitschy jewelry.
I wonder why that was so popular. I remember that everybody was rocking that back then.
It was
Everybody's wearing that.
Everybody's
shit.
wearing it. Yeah.
It was like a random trend or something.
Yeah. People were just like, I'm Superman.
Did you sell a lot of those probably back then?
Fuck yeah, dude. It was $1 million license, $1 million a year, that we had to pay.
Oh yeah, the license. Yeah,
Yeah, because it sold so well, And we were at Magic, the trade show, and
Are you still doing music during all these jobs?
Yeah,
too?
I really was. Yeah, and I'm gonna go back. When I was in London, the Park Royal Band was with Lee and Laws from Snuff.
Oh shit, nice.
So
okay.
we were a 3-piece, and Laws played bass, I played guitar, and Lee played drums, and we just had the best time. We played 2 shows, one with Cap Down. Do you remember that band, Cap Down?
Maybe, yeah.
Capitalist Downfall out of Milton Keynes. They're a great band. And then a week later, we played across the street with the Misfits, and then I moved home.
Oh fuck! Was it with Graves singing back then?
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
we did tour with them too once. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So then when I moved here, I was doing acoustic stuff. One of my best friends who played the drums for me and the Angry Amputees, she and I started, we just did a lot of different music. That's where we did Blacktop Idol. We did Stacy Dee and Little Jen. We did The City. The City was a really cool band that was just, we didn't have a bass player for a really long time. It was keys and guitar and drums.
That's cool.
Which was neat. And then we got Lynn, who is now in Bad Cop. She was playing in the City with me first, and playing upright bass because she used to play in a band called the Reach Around Rodeo Clowns.
What?
I know.
That's a sick name.
It was pretty funny. Yeah. So, and then little Jen started Bad Cop with me and Myra, and then she left after a couple years, and then Lynn moved right into.
That was like 2012, right?
We
2011, right?
Well, we started at the end of 2010 is when we first started getting together and played our first show in like February 2011.
Mm-hmm. So San Pedro for the band, right?
Yeah, we're in Pedro, yeah.
Yeah. So that's the first, okay. And then first EP came out in 2012, right?
Yeah.
Get rad.
You know, it's so funny. I was last night, you know, my boyfriend said, he's out of town right now, and he was like, you know, have fun with yourself. Like, have fun by yourself. You know, sometimes I feel like you're too hard on yourself. Just like enjoy your own time, you know? And so last night I was playing my guitar and working on a song, and then I was like, you know what? I went back to the very first phone recordings I have on my phone and just started listening to some of that shit, and I was like, wow. Some like old very first Bad Cop songs like at rehearsal, still so good. I could see why, you know, it had wings, you know. You know, you could just hear that it was just something very cool about it. And then I was like, just going back and listening to all these old songs that I wrote, and I totally forgot about, you know. It's neat to just kind of go back and, man, I did a cover of an Adele song with my friend Shar. Yeah.
What song?
I heard that you, but I sang it so well. I couldn't even believe it.
Sounds good right there. Yeah.
She's playing piano. It was just her and I was like, man, I really actually could sing that song.
Like you. I love Adele.
Ooh, yeah.
I want to hear like
too.
You do like a whole, like some punk rock singer do like a whole covers of pop songs. It'd be so awesome, dude.
That's a great
Sade,
idea.
Cyndi Lauper.
Oh my God, yeah.
Adele.
You know what I'm listening to right now? Katrina and the Waves. Remember that band?
Fuck yeah, I remember them. Yeah.
So I went down this rabbit hole because I really like the Bangles a lot. And I was listening to one of their first records that came out in, I think, 82 or 83. And they've got a song on it called Going Down to Liverpool. And in the song, it goes, I'm going down to Liverpool to do nothing and all the days of my life, which is, it's cool. But one of the verses goes, hey, where you going with that UB40 in your hand? And I was like, what? Who wrote? The Bangles didn't write about fucking a UB40 record going down to Liverpool. Who wrote that fucking song? So I looked it up, and it's Katrina and the Waves.
Wow.
But their record didn't even come out until a year after the Bangles. And I was like, well, how the fuck did... And it was because of demos. They heard Katrina's fucking demos and took that song and put it on their record.
That's crazy.
And David Kahn did that record, which is, you know, pretty... Just not the Katrina and the Waves, the Bangles one.
What was the song Katrina Waves? Was a big song.
I'm walking on sunshine.
Remember the Waitresses?
Yes.
Dude.
So cool.
So cool too. Pretenders.
Oh my God, Pretenders are so great.
All right, so when you put this record out, when you guys put your first EP, have you built up a following at this point with the name, or?
Yeah, we came out of the Redwood bar scene in downtown LA and the VLHS scene that was kind of in Pomona and all of the real DIY kind of stuff. And we played a lot, and we just kept going and going and going and going. And yeah, that first EP, I found the demo of one of the songs on that EP last night. I was like, holy shit, that's where that melody came from. You know, it totally changed in, you know, how songs do.
Yeah.
But like hearing the first part of it, I was like, oh my God, that's so neat. Right.
That's awesome. Yeah.
And I still have that.
2012 too.
It's pretty neat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So so that EP comes out. What label was that on, the EP?
That was just a DIY release. We did it on our own. But Jenny, who was in the band for a really long time, she worked for Hurley. And do you know Davey Warsop?
Yes.
Yeah, Davey is
he
such
was
a
in
great...
Sharp Shock, and he was in, what was the band before that? It was back in the day.
Oh my God, it was
he's
Suede Head.
Yeah, he's a sick producer.
He did that. He produced that.
Because he had a studio there back in the day.
He did. And we got free recording time because they wanted it to be this kind of program at Hurley. And so we were kind of like, let's test it with our band. You know, Jenny and Davey were good friends. So we did that there, the EP there. We released it ourselves. Jenny did a lot of the work on that. And yeah, we released it ourselves.
That's because there was a bowl in there too at the time, right?
Yeah.
Back in the day. We used to go skate there back in the day.
It's a cool place.
Ryan Hurley too. I remember him.
Yep. Yeah.
Damn. All right. So, and then what's like your first tour you guys get?
Oh boy. The first, well.
Because you have the EP, then right after that self-titled comes out in 2013.
Right.
What label was that on?
That was that one.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the self-titled one.
Yep.
And then we just went on tour by ourselves. We would do headline stuff. I believe we booked it ourselves. We did the Southwest. I don't even know why. Oh no, we did Way Out West Fest.
I remember that.
We went out there. We went up to Seattle and did some festival up there. That was pretty raucous. So we had a lot of friends in other bands, and so we just kind of jumped in and did stuff together. That's just how you do it. That's how the Angry Amputees did it too. It's like we had a song on Tony Hawk's Underground. You remember?
Fuck yeah, that's awesome.
But we never got an agent or never had any of that stuff. So we just kind of
super DIY.
Just super DIY.
That's how you do it before you find an agent.
Well, and then we were on Dead Teenager Records. That was owned by the guy from Zeke, Donnie Paycheck. You know that dude?
Maybe. I remember Zeke though.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was fine.
And then Boss Lady is 2014.
Yep. That's when we first got signed to Fat Records.
So that a game changer for you?
Huge. I mean, the rad thing about Fat is like as soon as you do get signed, it's not like you're going to have an instant fan base, but you're definitely going to get the door open for you to go to work.
Absolutely, man.
And that's when we got our first agent, and that's when we started getting on, the first national tour we did was with the Interrupters in 2016.
Fuck yeah.
For 2 months with them,
Damn.
Yeah, which was pretty great. They really taught us.
Is U.S.?
Yeah, U.S.
Amazing band. Shout out to Interrupters.
Yeah,
man.
they're awesome.
Incredible, man.
I love them. I love Amy. I love them all.
Yeah, she's mom now. So
Mom.
fucking cool. The three brothers.
I know.
All three of those brothers went to the Hamilton High where my son went.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, they went there, yeah. Nipsey Hussle, too, yeah.
No way.
It's like a music program that the school he went to, yeah.
Those kids are all so damn talented. Dude. I mean, Kevin is just the way that he is on stage, and he's so funny. He's so funny,
Super talented,
they're
man.
They're all so goddamn talented.
I mean, all the shit he does with Tim Armstrong, with like the Transplants records, all that stuff he produced with Tim back in the day.
Won a Grammy with the Jimmy Cliff shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Probably worked on the Pink record back then with them.
I'm sure, yeah.
He's been in the mix for a long time.
He's so good and so talented.
He'll play keyboards with Transplants.
Yeah. Yep.
He's been around for a long time, man.
He plays keys with Rancid, doesn't he?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So yeah, signed to Fat Records, and then
it was super fun. Mike had been I had sang on Mike's musical. I don't know if you had ever heard of
his.
Yes,
I know the musical.
Home Street Home.
I remember the musical. Yeah.
Yeah, and what had happened was my band. Compton SF, which is a very good band. It was very cool band.
I have that too.
Yeah, in San Francisco. After the Angry Amputees started kind of fizzing out and it wasn't fun anymore. Like we all lived together and we had a old zipper factory in the city that we made into like 4 bedrooms and a studio right in the middle.
A zipper factory?
Yeah, old zipper factory. It was so cool. And then Derek Plord, who was the original drummer of Lagwagon, we called him the Angry Builder. God rest his soul. He's no longer with us, but he was a great builder. And so he built the whole place out, walls, and built the studio in the middle. It was a soundproof studio in the middle of this fucking place. So we could play music 24 hours. Plus, we were kind of in the Soma district. So it was like across the street was the women's shelter. And so we weren't really bothering anybody.
Yeah. What's Compton's SF mean?
It was just funny.
Compton, San Francisco.
Compton, San Francisco.
What about the name? It is a kind of cool name, though. Yeah,
it is kind of fun. Yeah, it was a great band, and Fat Mike really liked that band, and almost signed that band. And but then he was like, I can't sign bands that just have one really good song. It's like, fuck, okay. So, and then I moved to London and whatever. So, but then, so when I came back, Compton SF was opening for the Loved Ones at the bottom of the hill.
Loved Ones.
Remember the Loved Ones?
Yeah,
Dave's band.
Yes.
And that night we were partying and we went back to the Eagle, and he was playing pool, and I go, I'll play you in pool. Let's make a bet. I go, how about if I lose, I'll have my ex-husband play your worst selling band on his show like every week for a month. If I win, you have to write a song I get to sing on.
That's fucking awesome.
And then he was kicking my ass totally and completely, and he was about to like 8-ball in the corner pocket, and I whispered, "Big beautiful titties" in his ear, and he scratched on the 8-ball, and I won.
Oh my God, dude.
Sometimes you got to take your shot, you know?
Oh my God, that's fucking perfect. It makes all the sense. Why scratch an 8-ball? That's cool, and that's kind of wow.
Yeah. And then a couple days later, I wrote him, and I was like, "Did we have a bet?" And he goes, "I never welch on a bet." And so he flew me up.
He's legit with that.
He is legit. He is legit guy, and I care for him deeply. He's a dear friend of mine. But he, flew me up there, and then I tried out for a bunch of different parts on the musical, and ended up getting one of the main ones called Suicide. And then that's how I met Soma, his ex-wife and my business partner for the Sidewalk Project. She and I, just hit it off straight away. And one night after recording, she was like, "Mike, why don't you do something with Stacy's bands? You don't have any female representation.
Let's go
on the label. Why don't you do an EP with them?" And he was like, "Mike, when are you guys playing?" And I was like, we're going to be playing up here in a couple months and they put it in their calendar and they fucking came.
I love that.
Isn't that great?
I fucking love that.
And
Man of his word.
It was, you know what I mean? Man of his word.
Yeah.
And he said he was watching us and he was like, "This is so great." Cause it was a drag queen, event. And it was so fun, so it was campy everywhere. We were wearing like fake mustaches and
amazing.
I was wearing panties on stage, that kind of thing. And he goes, "If they sound good on this terrible stage, I'm gonna offer them an EP." And
That's
then
fucking cool.
as soon as we got off stage, he was like, "We're gonna do this." And then called me a couple days later and goes, I'm signing back up." And my ears, I'd wanted that for so fucking long.
Yeah, dude.
My ears kind of swelled up, and I was like, "Can you say that again? Did I hear that right?" Like literally couldn't hear for a couple days because I was just like,
that's amazing.
Overly excited.
That's awesome. That was a Dawn EP, right? That was a Dawn EP, right? 2016.
No, that was the first thing we did was Boss Lady.
Oh, Boss Lady. Okay.
And then we did Get Rad and Dawn, I think. And then we did the first record. Not sorry. Yeah. That's 2015. Mm-hmm.
So how many records are on Fat?
There's Boss Lady.
Are you still on there or no?
Yeah.
Oh fuck, that's amazing.
Yeah, with the whole Fat Hopeless thing.
Dang. Oh yeah.
We just put out a brand new record called Lighten Up.
I know. This is awesome.
And Mike really fought for it. He was like, "This is their best record. Please do a good job with it."
That's where I hope it's about that label, dude.
Yeah.
Fuck. Okay, I have to go pee with that. I'm gonna stop for 1 second.
Okay.
You have to go pee at all?
No, I'm good.
To go pee so bad. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'm back from the bathroom. Yeah, we were just talking. Fat Mike did something really cool for the listeners to hear the story. Something with the back royalties or something.
Yeah, he wiped all of our debt. So all of the money we owed for the first 3 records we made was completely written off in the deal. They absorbed it too. They didn't put it on Hopeless. They were the ones. Mike and Aaron were the ones that did that for their bands.
That's incredible because for listeners, sometimes it's like this cross collateral thing, right? Where if you don't recoup one record, it kind of rolls into the next record, right?
Yeah, and we were getting up there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they were. So it's hard for people to actually make royalties at some point.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it seems like the first royalty check should be at the end of this month off of what we own now.
This would be the first time getting one?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, we got other ones, but it would be like $45. $1,200.
When did this deal go down?
Well, it started going down 2 years ago.
Okay.
We had done the record, and the record was complete in October of last year. And then, Aaron said, it's going to be the last Fat release ever. And I was like, "Oh no, I don't want it to be the Sundowner clause. I want it to be the beginning of something new,
Yeah, I like that.
So we waited, and Aaron thought that was a good idea. Everybody thought that was a good idea. But this, you can imagine how hard it is to turn something over, all of the bands having to get everybody signing releases, having
all the artists.
Everybody,
who was ever signed to it,
right? And so every deal had, the deal had to take its time, and it just kept getting pushed back. Our record was supposed to be out, last February, And then it was going to be April, and then it was going to be July, and then it ended up being September. So
Fuck.
we didn't work for like a year because we were waiting for, and then to build up, our fans to want to come see us, because you can't, oversaturate your, how it is.
No, it was like 2 years since the record before that, since the last record, right?
No, it was 5 years.
Because it was a safe and it wasn't like an EP that came out.
Oh yeah, we did do that. We did a
2023.
We did a double A side 7-inch.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what we did.
And you had a Shattered EP, right? That was
Shattered EP. Yep.
Yeah, because The Ride was 2020.
Yeah, and that was the last full length we had done.
Came out during the pandemic.
Came out during the pandemic. Again, they were like, let's wait and wait on it. And then we all decided, let's just give something to people, So, people were really listening to music at that time. We were all home.
Yes.
So but we didn't get to tour on it. We kind of, we were the band that was out in Europe when the pandemic struck.
Really?
As we were flying out of LA, we're getting these texts and stuff going, there's like this weird thing going, this disease or virus or, and we're like, oh, whatever. We're, what, the news always just tries to scare people.
Facts.
I don't want to buy into that bullshit. We're going. So we got over there, and then sure as shit, after we'd be in one country moving to a next one, that country's borders closed, and then it just kept closing borders.
No way, dude.
Yeah, until we finally got to Paris, and our agents, Destiny, called and said, Dave said, you got to go home. We can't do this anymore. So we had to, our flights were going to be coming out of going home from the UK, but here we were in Paris, and nobody wanted one more day of this, and so we had to pony up and buy brand new, spend another $5,000 to get flights.
Oh my God,
dude! And then go right into a pandemic where we couldn't work or couldn't do anything.
Yeah, so spend all your money on that to go home.
Yeah.
Were the shows good out there during that time?
They were, and they were starting to be really great for us. We had a lot of sold out shows. I mean, we were.
Do you guys have a bigger following in Europe?
Yeah.
Europe's just different.
It's
man.
just different,
They appreciate it so. Not dissing America, but they appreciate it so much.
They
the festivals
do.
are great.
The festivals are great. And yeah, I think that we do have a bit of a bigger following out there. I will say though that I feel that since the pandemic, we had going back to do the makeup COVID shows. All of our shows were sold out, right? But then only 3/4 of the room were full.
Showing up.
Because
I remember that.
Remember? Because it was like people probably died, got married, moved. Who fucking had to work that day?
It's so
whatever.
fucking true.
So it was.
By the time you played him, it was weird. I remember we did that too in New York. It was so weird.
Yeah.
3 sold out shows that weren't even sold out by the time it happened, man. Because things were getting announced and then they get pushed back, then they get canceled, then they get rescheduled. It was so fucking stressful.
Yeah,
man.
it was so stressful. It's just.
I was like, is this ever going to happen again?
Is this ever going to happen again? So I actually feel like it's still kind of happening. I feel like, live music has taken a big hit, that people don't go out as much as they used to see it. I don't know. I don't.
Yeah. Everybody's streaming. Everybody's in the house. Everybody's working from home, remote. There's no office buildings really anymore. But I do feel like it's thriving more. I feel like the hardcore punk scene is feel like it's bigger than ever.
Hardcore is fucking going off right now, you guys. It's going off. Good
it's
for you.
Huge, right?
Yeah, good for you. That's
so many
great.
young bands and women-fronted bands.
Dude, Scowl. I love them. Yeah.
Dude, there's so many great bands, and there's always something happening out here. Always shows.
Yeah.
It's I wonder what. Yeah. It's so you. It's funny when you say that because it's like hardcore's going up, but you're in a punk band. Like, for listeners, people think it's together thing. It is. And to me, I like hardcore punk. I like all of it, but it is kind of different scenes in a way.
It's kind of different scenes.
There's punk in the park. There's all this other stuff.
Yeah. I mean. I think what Mike would say is we are melodic hardcore,
We are too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Bouncing Souls. Yeah,
right.
yeah. What we doing during the pandemic was life just stand still?
Well, I had met my boyfriend in 2018, and he is certifiably the love of my life, right? I'm so
Congrats.
Fucking happy that I finally met the person that I want to be with.
You deserve it. Good for you.
Thank you so much. And so I met him in 2018, and then I really liked him. And so I came on a little too strong. And he, if you know my dude, he is just very kind of like, let's see how things naturally unfold, where I'm not going to jump into I'm not.
You love hard.
Yeah. And I knew on our second date, I was like, this guy, I know that this guy and I are going to go out and like play outside and, do fun shit together. I just knew it. That's awesome. And we totally do. And it was awesome. But then 2009, at the end of 2018, he needed some space for me. And I found out that I had breast cancer.
Whoa.
Yeah. I was sick twice in 2018 and ended up in the hospital. One time in Chicago, I was about to do a whole 2-month-long acoustic tour with Ryan Young from Off of Their Heads, who was my old roommate, one of my best friends. And then I was so sick on New Year's Eve, 2018, tried to go get seen after we played with Suicide Machines in Chicago, and couldn't get seen because it was below freezing, and the emergency room was filled with a bunch of unhoused folks who were just trying to survive,
Man.
And so I couldn't get seen, and we, with the band, slept on the side of the road near the airport in a minivan, and I was in so much pain. And then I flew back to California. As soon as I got off the airplane, I got picked up. I got taken to the emergency room. I got seen, but they said, I didn't have insurance at the time, and they said, you just have the stomach flu, take some Advil. So I went home, and I was just so sick for like 9 days. And on the 10th day, I was supposed to fly back to Chicago to start this tour. And that day I was like, I'm feeling a little better. And so I get on the plane, and then I'm in so much pain on the plane.
You're a trooper, man.
I did. And then I got there, and that night I just couldn't. I was screaming, actually. My eyes twitching.
Just stomach pain.
So much pain. Pain I have never been in my life. I mean, then my friend Renee took me to the emergency room, and I was the last one in the room to get seen. And then finally, I'm laying there, just rolling around.
Just like the worst stomach cramps ever, worst pains. Yeah.
Ever. And the doctor comes up and goes, so you're a musician, sex, drugs, rock and roll. You have sepsis. I was like, what? Turns out I had like an infection on it was my appendix that turned into this big abscess. And
from what?
Don't know.
Oh, no, okay.
But I would say now that it was all interrelated, because they didn't know if it was my ovary or my appendix, and they went with the appendix, and then they said, well, you're probably gonna have to get this out at some point. So I come home, I heal up, I'm so much healthier. I'm out doing all the 5-mile walks.
Yeah.
And, I'm literally like dancing down the street, like loving my life. You know what I mean? And so grateful to be alive. And then the band kicks up again, and we go back to Europe, and then it happened again. And I was in Germany, and my tour manager, Ben, was like, can you just bear it for like 10 hours? Because I'm going to get you back to England near me in a hospital where people speak English.
Wow.
And so we did that. And
so we're in the van ride for 10 hours.
10 hours, dude. Again, just fucking. And then got there. And again, I was about to leave because we were about to fly home. And I go, I'm about to leave. Can you see if my test results came in? And they were like, can you not leave because you have sepsis? Septic again. And then they ruled that it was a tubo-ovarian abscess. Now, at the end of the year is when I found out I had the breast cancer. So I'm feeling like my breast cancer was hormone positive, like a estrogen positive, hormone related. And I think that that's what was going on in there in my uterus as well, because it's all kind of,
gotcha.
Intertwined. And yeah, so I went through the breast cancer stuff in 2018, and then 2019 back to Europe with my band. Like I had the surgery in April, and 9 days later I was back on tour. My surgeon was like, you can't, I won't let you. And I was like, have to go, You don't
understand.
Yeah. You don't understand. Yeah. And I had done the type of treatment called intraoperative radiation therapy, where I didn't have to do 6 weeks of full breast radiation. I did 1 dose of radiation at the bed of the tumor at the time of surgery.
Gotcha.
So it freed me up, because I had shit to do. So went and did that tour. Then I came home, and it was Trevor Keith's 50th birthday. I went from Face to Face.
Yeah.
And I walk into this conversation with Scott Shiflett and Ben, the tour manager that got me to England. And he goes, "You should do it." And I go, "Do what?" And he goes, go with me first in the Gimme Gimmes to Europe. But here's the kicker. It's a month-long tour. You have to learn 26 songs. You leave in a week, and the first show, you're headlining the third stage at Download England. I was like...
You said yes, didn't you?
I was like, at that point, I had just beat cancer. I'm doing yoga every day. I'm like, without being overly excited, or it was just like, yeah, I could do that job. That's a job I could do.
Fuck, dude.
So went home, learned like 5 songs that night. Woke up to Audra going, "Stacy's a gimme," and then I, learned the rest of the songs when I fucking did it.
Holy shit, dude.
Yeah.
How long was that tour for?
It was a month. It was all festivals. I was playing in front of like 20,000 people and shit.
Awesome.
You know what I mean?
So
It
much
was
fun.
It was incredible.
And you felt great?
Yeah, I had just beat cancer. It was awesome. It was so awesome.
Were you doing yoga out there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was doing
Did you change your diet and health up after that scare? Yeah.
While I was because when you're going through something like that, oftentimes you think that maybe you can do it yourself, like heal it yourself, right? Like, what can I do?
Yeah.
I had a friend whose wife had stage 3 breast cancer, and she did all of the stuff, the juicing and here's the thing, coffee enemas.
Yes,
you've heard of these,
of course.
right? They cleanse you out like so well. So and then she was doing Zumba, and she got her tumor down to just under a centimeter.
Wow, man.
She ended up having the surgery because they were like, let's just get it out. But there's always that risk of, like, when you cut into anything cancerous, that it can spread.
Totally.
So I wasn't even eating any fucking sugar. I would take like 1 spoonful of low sugar ice cream a day.
You were on it.
I was on it. Everything was organic. I was juicing every day. I was yoga every day. I was meditating every day. I was taking the long walks.
You must have felt great.
I did. My body was in the best shape of its life. You know what I mean? I look at pictures of when I went to Europe on that first tour after the surgery, and I was like, look at your body, dude. You look so fit. I wasn't drinking. I was barely smoking weed. Everything changed. I stopped smoking cigarettes. All of that had to go. As soon as I found out I had cancer, I had to quit smoking cigarettes. So
it's crazy. Something like that. It's like wakes you up and just like
right away. Yeah. And then the Gimmes tours, when I started introducing all of the very nice fine dining and the wine.
Yeah.
So, but it felt like I had beat a certain thing. And then COVID, right? So then COVID happens. My band goes out on the road. Michael and I start seeing each other again before I left. And I had, at that point, I'd worked on myself so much. I really started knowing my worth, right? Like, so our energies started matching, and because he really knows his worth. And I'm like, oh, you love me, and all this shit. And then instead, I was like, you know what? The yoga's telling me, back off, let him come to you. I'm listening to my, I'm listening to myself, and I did. I just started. One time I did a meditation where I saw myself doing yoga in his backyard, and then 2 months later, I was doing yoga in his backyard.
Holy shit!
I was manifesting the shit out of my life.
Yeah,
and it was so cool. So we're flash forward to the tour where we go. It's the COVID tour. We're out there.
Yeah.
We're forced to come home. When I'm forced to come home, I didn't see him for like 2 months. And at that time I started painting. I never painted before. I didn't know I could. I loved it. I watched every single James Bond movie with my roommate.
Amazing.
And then, he started loosening up because his dad at the time was going through cancer as well. And so he didn't want to, let any kind of new infection into his realm.
For
You know,
sure.
he was trying to like keep his dad safe. So
Of course.
so finally he starts having me over again, and then it's just he and I, which was awesome, because like if it was not COVID and I had to leave all the time for touring, we wouldn't have got to know each other as well as we did, and spend those like fundamental building blocks of time together, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
So it was just, we're really lucky that we got that time. We really got that time together. And
yeah.
we spent a lot of time in the backyard, and we had like a pool that was, you know, one of the kiddie pools, but like, you know, it's like 4 feet,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and we get up in the morning, go sit in that and have our coffee, swim around in it. We just really enjoyed each other, you know?
It's awesome, man.
Yeah.
That time period was like a make or break for couples for sure.
Yeah.
Especially musicians who are always gone and they're back with their partners. Like, okay.
Oh, God.
Just finding space in this house. Like, my wife would be in there. I'd be in that office. My son would be in his room. Like, because it was the first time in over 20 years I was home for a summer and all that stuff. That was a weird time.
It was a really weird time, but I'm actually super grateful for it. He and I had the best time together.
Yeah.
And
a lot of people did. Yeah.
it was great
a lot
because
of people didn't. But.
he was, I know, but he was really the person that I wanted to be spending time with. So I'm grateful that I got to, you know.
Yeah, and you're still together.
Still together.
That was a weird time, like, because music's so important to us, and we know it is to the world, just waiting to hear the announcements. That, like, we were like the lowest on the totem pole.
Yeah.
You know?
I feel
all the essential stuff, like music's fucking essential, you know?
I know it.
That connection.
I feel like my band was like the smallest band that survived it. You know what I mean? Like, so many bands didn't survive it.
They didn't. It's true.
It's so tough. I mean, it's so tough. And we were trying to do fucking anything we could, man. Like live streams from our house.
Yeah.
You know?
Just to have that feeling and that connection and all that was such a strange.
It was very strange. And
because this is what we do. It's how we express ourselves. It's our therapy. It's everything.
But also trying to, you know, make a couple bucks, you
Sure.
know, because we still have our studio in San Pedro. We practice once a week still. And,
Awesome.
you know, all our shit's there. And so we have some bills that we have to pay, you know, consistently.
Yeah. And you guys been touring on this record, obviously.
Yeah, we just did so much. Oh my God.
You
Okay.
did. I saw you everywhere.
Everywhere. So July. Oh boy, we thought July was going to be when the record came out, and I was starting to melt down, and I was like, God, guys, you know, we're only going to have one single out, and I'm worried, you know. But it was awesome. The single came out the day we started the tour.
Perfect.
And honestly, people were showing up singing the song already.
That's great.
And I was like, fuck yeah, you know?
It was originally supposed to come out in September, the album, right?
It was supposed to be February and then April and then July, and then it came out in September. Yeah.
September. Yeah.
But it could have came out the October before because it was done. So we sat on it for just about a year, you know.
Fuck,
it was
hard
so
to
tough.
do.
And I was starting to get like, you know, negative.
Yeah.
You know, and
course.
I don't want to be like that. You know what I mean? I just don't want. I live a very happy, positive, blessed ass fucking life, and I don't want to. I don't want to get into that headspace. And I was starting to make people crazy. You know, I was like, you know, this is gonna be terrible because we're only gonna have one song out. You know, you guys would be lucky if we got one. You know, and then
it all worked out.
And then it all worked out. And then so we did West Coast in July. We got to play with some really great bands. And then we did September we did
What's in Europe?
we went to September we did the East Coast.
Yeah.
Remember I busted into
Yes, you came to the shows.
It
Yeah.
was my birthday.
Was that Baltimore?
My 50th birthday.
That's
Chicago.
Right.
It was during Riot Fest.
That's right. Fuck.
I was like, woohoo!
That was going, yeah.
Dude, I had the best 50th birthday, man. I literally
in Chicago all weekend, yeah.
Yeah, but it started at the beginning because my best girlfriends that I'm still friends with from kindergarten.
That's cool.
We were all 50 that year, and so we were like, let's go to Hawaii. So we did, and we went to Hawaii together at the beginning of September, and then I got home, and 2 days later, I went up to wine country with the band and a couple other girlfriends, and we had a great wine weekend, and then we left a little early to go to Chicago, and we stayed at this really cool old historic hotel downtown. It was just beautiful. It was
That's
like
cool.
super Art Deco. I was just like loved it, And then we went to Riot Fest because Green Day was playing, and Sarah's my good friend and put us on the list. So we got to go do that, and then we saw you guys at the Bouncing Soul show, and
it was a fun weekend.
It was a fun fucking weekend, and then the tour started.
How soon after that did the tour start?
Just that Monday.
Oh shit! You feel good being 50?
Yeah.
I love the 50s.
I
man.
fucking love it. I'm not one of those people that's like, I will never tell you my age. I feel like, look at my life. I feel like I've earned it,
For sure. But I feel good I don't mind getting.
Me either. I'm getting, I'm getting more stable. I just started therapy. This is the first time.
I started
by myself.
2 years ago for the first time.
Good for you.
55. Yeah. Yeah, so you never had it your whole life.
Well, I didn't. I was another tragic thing that happened when I was a kid. When I was 15, I was in a car accident where my first boyfriend when I was in 5th grade, he the first boy I ever kissed on the lips on the playground, died in the goddamn car accident when I was a little kid,
What?
Yeah. Yeah, and so that
who was in what happened? Who was in what happened?
It was me, my boyfriend at the time that I told you about, when I was 15 to 20, another one of my best friends, Nate, who I had known since kindergarten, and we grew up in the trailer park together. And then this girl, April, who was kind of like my best friend at the time, and another girl, Sarah, who was actually Eric's girlfriend at the time. And we weren't actually no drugs, no alcohol. We, in Half Moon Bay, there's only two real ways to get into town, and you have to drive over really sketchy mountainous hills to get there. One is called Devil Slide, and the other one is called Highway 92. And so we were on 92, and April was driving Sarah's car, and we just had one too many people in the car. We used to, remember that back in the day, you used to get fucking 12 people in the car.
A clown car.
Clown car,
Yeah.
So we did, we were doing that a lot. And so we had 6 people in a 5-seater and no seatbelts. And she was driving really fast because she was trying to catch up to this other guy from school who didn't even know she existed. You know what I mean? So I don't know why she was doing it. And we kept being like, slow down, please slow down. And, it just, yeah.
He's the only one who passed in the accident?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
I passed out before we even hit the first car, and we hit 2 cars. Yeah, I remember time slowed down to frame by frame. And I remember looking over, and it was like we were sliding, boom, boom. And I went, oh, shit. And before I could even finish shit, I woke up with the back seat on us, in the back seat.
Did you get hurt too?
I was the only one that didn't get hurt.
Wow, what the fuck?
Because I passed out. I think
the car
my
was
body just went.
Totaled, obviously.
Yeah, they had to use jaws of life and shit to get.
And who else
out.
got hurt? The one friend passed, right? So you woke up and your friend was obviously dead.
Yeah, so I still don't even know how I got out of the car when I was, I just remember grabbing at gravel and pulling myself out.
That's fucking horrifying.
It was horrifying. And then I was in such shock. I started my first thought was, you got to get home to your mom. But it felt like a dream, So I started walking up 92. And I remember seeing 2 girls from school drive by and looking out the back window like at me because they knew me,
So I walk away from a crash.
See me walking away. They're like, what? And
are you covered? You get blood on you or anything on you?
No, but the crazy thing was, my shoes from impact, your flat soles, mine were like this. I was pushing down on my soles.
Holy shit!
In that, just like that much pressure, And I had my shins were really swollen. And
anybody else seriously hurt either?
Chipped some teeth. Yes. The driver, April, had a collapsed lung and a broken arm, and her rib cage was stuck on the steering wheel.
Oh my God,
yeah. And then Eric, who passed away, was sitting on Sarah's lap, and they both hit the windshield, and she had a fractured skull. And he just, his whole...
Wait, you saw him at all? Or you just too in shock?
Yeah, well, here's the other fucked up thing. It's God.
Bro, this is crazy.
Yeah, I know it. So because I'm... at first I get out of the car and I'm walking home and I'm shaking so bad. I sit down, crisscross applesauce, and I see my boyfriend walk by and he's like holding his shoulder because he had a dislocated shoulder and a broken toe. And
which isn't bad with
everything else. But I saw him, and so I was like, something familiar. So I got up and I walked to him, and he was obviously hurt. He kicked his shoe off and he couldn't get he picked his arm up to put it on top of the car.
Dude.
Yeah. And then I see two guys walking Sarah out, and they wanted to, because the ambulance wasn't there yet. Ambulances, I should say. But
yeah.
So they put her in this truck, and she was wearing like a white turtleneck, and it was stained red from blood because she was bleeding out of every hole on her face, dude. And I only could think, I wish I had McDonald's napkins. And then I look up, and there's a fucking stack like this of McDonald's napkins.
What?
Isn't that wild? So I started cleaning her up and stuff, and she was just like, Stace, I'm so tired. What happened? And I was like, I remember, my brother hurt his head when he was a little kid, and, you can't let him fall asleep. So I was like, don't fall asleep, Sarah. And I was just keeping her awake. And then
that's so intense, man.
Yeah, I know it. And then the ambulance, the paramedics showed up and cops showed up. And because I wasn't hurt and so many people were, every ambulance was full with one or two people. And so they put me in a cop car, and I was just watching them work on somebody in the ambulance.
Oh my God, dude.
And then they stopped and they pulled the person out and they put him on the side of the road and covered him up, took a picture and then covered him up with a yellow tarp.
Yeah, that was your friend.
And I remember Reebok pumps.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was the only kid at school that had them. And I remember looking at his shoes and read Reebok pump up the bottom of the fucking shoe.
Oh my fucking God, dude.
Then they took us to the hospital, and I had to identify his body by the Polaroid I watched them take on the side.
He's so fucking young. That's so insane.
I was such a kid. And then, you grow up having
nightmares and shit after that?
Yeah. When I got home that night, first of all, my family didn't have a phone at the time, so I had to call friends. I called two of the girls that I went to Hawaii with. They called them first, and they got in touch with my family. And then, so the girls got to the hospital before my family did. And I was just there, just like, oh yeah, excellent. And Eric died. And I'm just sitting there putting lipstick on, like totally so shocked.
Dude. Like nonchalant, yeah.
No, and then when my parents came to get me and take me home, I was like, oh, I'm fine. I woke up at like 3 a.m. and puked my guts out.
I'm sure,
because of the shock,
Oh my God, man.
Yeah, it was tough. And then, you have that.
Then you go to the funeral too and all that stuff.
Oh my God, yeah.
Oh my God,
yeah. It was a whole big thing.
Whole school knows about it. Everybody knows about it.
Whole school. And then they wanted us to get into therapy then. But I'm this little, tough kid that's like,
I don't need that shit.
None of us, I don't want that shit. I don't need it. Like, I'm not suing anybody. I don't need that. You know what I mean? Like, and didn't sue anybody,
Nobody else got involved in that?
My ex-boyfriend sued the driver, because he got hurt, So what are you going to do?
Parents probably up to it.
And the parents were like, fuck that, Yeah, so, yeah.
I wonder about the parents of the kid who got passed, too. That was probably a whole other thing, too.
That was really tough one. The dad was so mad at us for so many years until I finally went over to his house. And I was like, I just wanted to let you know we were not on any drugs or alcohol. That was just an accident.
How many years later?
Like 2 or 3.
Wow, that's so fucking awesome you did that.
Yeah, I did that. And then he let me go in his room, and his room was still, the way it was. Bro. And yeah.
That's fucking hard.
So it was a really tough thing.
That's a crazy thing that happened at a young age. Yeah, man. You never forget that.
Yeah, never. Mm-mm.
So finally therapy now.
Yeah.
What inspired that now?
Well, I want to stay so much on the positive side of life.
It's a fucking negative, crazy
world.
Right
and it always is,
Always.
It always is. And so I don't want to forget that. And so there was a couple of things with me getting aggravated about the record and getting myself kind of wound up that Lynn in my band said she started therapy, and I'm like, well, I don't need therapy. I'm doing better than I've ever done in my life right now. Yeah. I'm happy. I'm successful. I'm positive. I've got a great business. I got a great band. I got a great dude. Like, I'm finally in a
good space,
great home, and a great dog, great cat. So but she was like, you don't have to be in a bad place to be in therapy.
It's true.
But as soon as I start therapy, it's like all this
stuff comes
outbursts. Like I went and got my hair cut the other day, and my hair done, and she cut so much off my hair. I was like, bummer. I just got up and left.
Really?
I was like, text me how much I owe you. I have to get out of here. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Because but I don't want to be like that. You know what I mean?
You're fucking honest though.
But I had to go, oh God.
Yeah. So therapy's been good so far for
I
you.
guess it's been pretty good. Yeah. I'm at this. Okay. So I'm doing BetterHelp, and the badass thing is that my nonprofit, the Sidewalk Project, we get funds for burnout prevention because the work we do is so gnarly. Mm-hmm. So my partner Soma, we write it into grants, and we get money for our staff to like get massages, therapy, fucking whatever they need.
Okay.
If it's a hardship they're going through and they need
mental health stuff,
whatever, like childcare, whatever they need.
I love that.
Isn't it awesome?
How many people are at the Sidewalk Project now?
I think we are there's about 25 to 27 of us.
Amazing.
But then we've got contractors. So there's another like 5 to 7 contractors that we work with. Yeah.
And how long has that been around for now?
We started talking about it in 2016.
Wow.
Because I had gone through detox to get off of Xanax.
Okay. How long are you on that for?
10 years.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was brutal. It was... Yeah, somebody that I considered one of my best friends passed away, and then my marriage was dissolving, and and I found a doctor to the entertainment industry that just kind of gave you whatever you wanted. So yeah.
How many Xanax a day?
I was taking like 2 to 3 bars.
I don't know what that even means.
Like
maybe the listeners know.
A bar is like 4 doses, so I was like taking 2 to 3 a day. So I would like sleep all day because I told myself I had so much anxiety and I was depressed and I was miserable, and my life was just the worst. I was living in Inglewood and in the bottom part of this house where I saw suffering everywhere. It was just crazy,
So you were just like all day, like just
saw, just
different zone.
Different zone in my head. And I would get up at night. I'd stay up till like 5 a.m, cleaning my house. It was a bizarre fucking life I was leading. Yeah. So I went to detox, got off that stuff, and found that I had a total awakening when I got out of detox. The first night I was suffering so bad, Toby. I was like flipping poles. I was calling my parents back and forth because they're not together anymore. But
okay.
You raised a strong child, and then I'm dying. And all night until finally my dad said, "Stacy, you have to ask the universe to stay with you." And so I grabbed onto this pillow, and I was so afraid of I was so afraid of myself and my thoughts that I just couldn't let myself think of anything. So I was hyperventilating. Dear universe, please stay with me. Universe, please stay with me. Please stay with me. Please stay with me. Until I finally slipped into this state where I felt better than I'd ever felt in my life. It literally felt like I was vibrating on the top of my fucking bed.
Wow.
And I started seeing fucking myself doing things if I was living my best life. And the first thing was I started this movement called Something Else.
Okay.
And I was going around to like NA and AA meetings trying to get people to join this movement of choosing a different path. Like, where they say doing the same thing over and over again is insanity, right?
Yeah,
or if you just try one thing that's different, it might open up a whole different thing, right?
Sure.
And then the next thing I saw, I was going around the world and I was helping people rebuild after natural disasters as it was aligned with their spirit. So like I always knew I wanted to be a singer. And getting to do and live my dream automatically gives me a leg up on being happy and fulfilled in life, 100%. Right? And so I was going around seeing like after natural disasters and rebuilding towns or whatever. It was like, what did you always want to be when you were, a child? Or what are you great at being a doctor? Are you great at growing things? Like, it's like more of like living true, authentic
Yes.
lives. And at the end of this thing I'm in, I see me. I had this boyfriend at the time, and I see he and I on this hill holding hands, and I'm pregnant, right? And then I was like, whoa. So I start slipping out of this thing, and I go, Don from the EP, Don, lived with me, and he, I moved him in, I made him stay in the living room because I was so afraid of being by myself. So I started slipping back into this terrible feeling, and it's like 5 a.m, and I go out on the couch, and I'm crying, it was terrible. And I get a text from the boyfriend going, I just had the craziest dream. And I go, I know what you're going to say. And I call him and I go, tell me. And he goes, you just told me you were pregnant. And I go, yeah, I just saw that.
Holy fucking shit. Dude. What?
I just saw that. And so I started on a path of following whatever that was.
Wow, man.
You know what I mean?
It's beautiful.
Isn't
Holy shit. Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
And so I finally found positivity. My mom, I was really fucking suffering those first couple days, Time was passing like it would be 3 hours. I thought it was 3 fucking days. I thought I was on acid by myself in the woods,
Yeah.
I made my mom come stay with me. I was afraid like I was going to be one of those people that just got up and ran and you never see me again, like.
How are you surviving at that point? Are you working and doing a job or anything?
No, my mom was kind of taking care of me because I was such in a bad place, I was so poor. I mean, she would give me like $100 a week, and help me pay my rent. And I was living off of that. I was barely eating. I was like 100 pounds. I was smoking.
Shit.
I was taking those. So this was I was completely sober for the first time.
Your whole
Since
life.
I was pretty much my whole life. Yeah. Which was neat, It's crazy. I had to learn how to I was like, okay, I'm working on my senses. So I'd go out, smell a rose and be like, okay, that's what's smelling. My mom was like, it was crazy. You were like a little kid again.
Reborn. Yeah.
It was really, and then I got myself, so I got into therapy then because I was still really suffering. And, I was desperate for anybody to tell me what the fuck was happening to me. But the truth was, my life was shifting. It was a complete life shift, and living one way to another was just was incredible,
Yep.
So I didn't understand what was happening to me, and nobody could tell me. I would go to NA and AA meetings, and they would just say, "Oh, it gets better. It gets better,"
Yeah.
So I listened to that for a while, and finally, I was having night terrors.
Wow.
But I was sober, but I was, oh God, and they seemed so fucking real that I'd wake up and be like, Mom, do you remember when this? And she'd be like, that didn't happen.
Damn.
Yeah.
It's like withdrawal. It's crazy.
It was nuts, dude. And that was after I had gotten out of 10 days of being in detox,
Just seeing the world through sober eyes.
Sober eyes. It was
all
crazy.
Reality
my eyes were literally pupils were I'd watch my eyes it felt like I was Alice in Wonderland being pulled through the fucking rabbit hole, dude. I was being ripped apart and put back together. It was the hardest. You have heard the things that I've been through.
Yeah.
It was the absolute hardest and most wonderful thing I've ever been through. I'm just so grateful for the experience because I found such a great life on the other side.
Yeah, you made it through that.
I really did. And I found a therapist. I went to her 4 times. But for whatever reason, the way she talked, she always looked like she was glowing. She was always in white, strong black lady who I just loved, and she cut right to me. And so I started hearing, and I got out of my brain loops. When your brain tells you you're a piece of shit, you're not good enough and all that, I would be like, no, that's not real. And I noticed it. And I started treating that like an enemy, like an army that was trying to destroy me.
Yeah.
So everything around me, I stopped watching any kind of negative shit on TV. I don't fucking do, my shit's like House Hunters and fucking any cooking show. I can't do negative shit.
So
I can't consume it.
So much of it online
I
too,
just
man.
can't do it. I just can't do it. I mean, yeah.
I know it's so bad for us too, man. Everything's so
terrible.
magnified now with
It's
everything on the
just so
news
terrible.
and just
Like the Diddy, that fucking documentary. We started watching it on tour, and then I see myself start to spin out. It's like
Really?
I can't watch that. I already know that I'm going to be thinking about this too much, and I can't watch it.
How many episodes did you get in on it?
I watched 3, and I couldn't watch the end, you know.
It's
and
fine.
I was trying to like sleep in the van and shit, but like my eyes are like, you know, it's like they're like peeking through a little crack and like.
That was just crazy.
So
disturbing.
fucked up, dude.
know,
What a fucking piece of shit that guy is.
I know.
God damn it. I'm just thinking about like Suge Knight going, you know, producer dancing in your videos.
Yo.
And he fucking was.
I love you saying that. Come to death row.
Come to death row.
Nobody really got that back then.
No. But seeing it, it was like, because then you look, he was fucking dancing in the videos, dude.
He wanted to be famous.
He
That was
wanted
his
to
whole
be,
thing.
but he had no right to be
It's
there.
crazy him and Suge Knight are both in jail right now.
I know it.
That's fucking crazy.
Well, the one thing Suge Knight, when they asked him, you know, would you ever, you know, tell if you knew, he said, absolutely motherfucking not, you know.
I know, dude. It's so fucking
code.
obvious that homeboy, that Diddy's in the mix and all that. It's so fucked,
He
man.
absolutely did that.
And that Biggie was just friends with Tupac. All that shit makes me so sad.
It's so
bro,
sad.
dude.
It's so sad. Even at the beginning of it, where, you know,
Like
do
we're
you
going from all
fucking
your
remember?
trauma to
I know.
Diddy. Doc, let's go.
I don't know, but
But it's true though.
but it's true though. But do you remember that first thing when they had that hip hop show in New York? You must have remembered
Which one?
the one where the people died.
Yeah. Back in the day, I was in New York then. Yeah. It was crazy.
And when he's standing there in the middle, they got that shot of him, and I was
I
like,
know, man.
that's like the living devil.
Yeah,
You
that's
know?
what it all kicked off right there too.
It all kicked off.
His childhood friends talking about them. The guy got jerked. He started the company with him, and like, oh my god.
Yeah.
It's scandalous shit. So shit like that kind of triggers you.
Yeah, so I'm not trying to, you know, put myself in any of that kind of. I watch a shit ton of PBS. I am a fucking like super. Let's just go watch the birds outside. Right now, I'm super into doves and pigeons. Like,
Nice.
I had a couple years ago. I got home from tour, and Michael goes, "Oh, you gotta come look at this." And then we have wisteria in our backyard that like covers our back patio, and there was a little doves in there, and they had their goddamn babies, and it was so fucking cute.
That's so cute.
And then I did everything to keep them safe, and then they fledged, and then they tried to come back, but Michael, you know, he's afraid that we're gonna find one dead because, you know, when they fledge, it's pretty brutal. You know, birds fledging on the ground. I mean, what chances do they have?
It's fucking crazy, man.
Crazy.
I love that. I like the history channels. I like the animal channels.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with octopuses right now.
Oh my God.
They're so
Oh,
smart.
so smart.
There's a show where they built this whole entire thing for them to make it through. It's like I gotta send it to you. It's like a whole, I don't know, a maze, and they make it through, and they change the body shapes and hide. They're
love
so
them.
fucking smart.
Animals are so smart. We have really fooled ourselves into believing that they don't, you know, feel the way we do.
Yes, dude. Yes.
I just love it. I just like pigeons, man. Like, I'm kind of obsessed with pigeons right now because they were so important to humanity for so long. And they were our friends. They were our food. They helped us in war times. They were our messengers.
Messengers, yeah.
You know, and then we brought them into cities, and then we totally abandoned them.
Yeah.
And now we treat them like pests, and they're beautiful, smart. They've got that crystal in their beak that with they could get anywhere, you know, locate anywhere.
Yeah.
This great story Joe Escalante just told. Michael and I went to brunch one morning, and then we stopped to see the water, and there was this one pigeon that looked so much cleaner than the rest, and it really wanted to engage with us, and we were like, what is this? And then we saw that it had a bunch of bands on its foot. And I was like, oh, I don't know what that is, but I got in the truck and looked it up, and it was like, oh, if you find one of those pigeons, it's probably one of those racing pigeons or, you know, working pigeons, and if you see them, offer them water because they're probably lost and they don't know how to get home.
Holy shit.
So we were like, fuck. So we turn around and we go back to try to find the pigeon. But, you know, you can't find the goddamn pigeon.
Away. Wow, racing pigeons.
Well, then Joe, you know, that stuck with us. And then Joe posted this thing online, and he said that this pigeon just showed up at his house, and it was a racing pigeon, and it had the bands, and it had all of this, like, not tattooing, but like work and number and all of it's in its wings.
No way.
And it had, it had taken off like in the middle of the ocean, and it was supposed to go back to China or something. What? And it landed on a tanker and ended up here. and then flew to Joe's house. So Joe has this pigeon, and I was
That's
like, I fucking love that. You know,
That's great. They still have it, you think?
I think he does. Yeah.
I know pigeons in New York, people would like race pigeons and all that kind of stuff. I know Mike Tyson had a bunch of pigeons back in the day.
Yeah.
Vinny Stigma talks about pigeons on his roof. Like they would send messages. The mafia would use them. All this shit in New York.
I told Michael, I go,
interesting.
we had chickens, so we have a chicken coop at the house, and I was like, maybe I got a pigeon coop, and he's like, only crazy people have pigeons, babe. I was like, whoa.
I love seeing people feeding pigeons in the park in New York and all that stuff.
I just love them.
I see them out here too in LA. A bunch of people feeding them and stuff.
I talk to them all the time. You know, every time I see them, I send them love. You know, in a world that doesn't love pigeons.
Yeah.
I just got a rad pigeon shirt.
You get a pigeon tattoo. You get a pigeon shirt. Oh my God, you're obsessed.
Dude, one of my old guitar player, he in the city, you know, he got, you know, people get eagles and shit on their chest. He got a pigeon. Just
like hard.
Fucking hard.
You might be getting a pigeon tat soon.
I might.
Back to therapy. So therapy now, when you start going, everything's great in my life, but then you start unraveling.
Yeah, stuff starts coming out of me.
I don't keep trauma in different spots of your body. I learned that with breath work and stuff.
And yoga. Oh my God, breath work.
You do it too?
Yeah.
I get emotional. It was crazy.
Dude, I dropped to my knees and wept.
Same.
And it was just doing circular breathing.
Were you by yourself?
Yeah. I was doing it in the car, and then I finally get up to my old roommate's house, and I fucking lost it, you know? Really did.
It's crazy what you carry in your body,
oh
man.
Oh my
you
God.
Hide things and put things away.
Yep.
We bury those things, the memories and
Yep.
shit. So yeah, therapy. And then you start digging up this old shit.
Yeah. Which I thought I was pretty over.
You thought you got out of your system probably.
Yeah. Especially because of the life change. And, you know, I can't be, I had to already forgive myself for so much stuff. And I had to forgive other people already. So I'm not sitting in a place of like, I've got grudges. I don't have any grudges. I don't, you know,
made amends with people in your past.
Yeah, I don't really have, you know, I'm not sitting around pissed about stuff, you know?
Yeah.
But, you know, another thing was 2 years ago, I had to have a hysterectomy. I know it's brutal because the breast cancer medicine they thought was cancer in my uterus.
The medicine was.
Yeah.
That's the scary thing about all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, are you serious?
Yeah.
Wow, man.
And then my uterus was so big, and I had fibroids, and so
you've been through a lot.
I've been through a lot, which is fine, you know. I'm still kicking.
You're still kicking. So because of the medicine, because of dealing with breast cancer, it affected that.
It affected that, and they did. Well, here is the cool part about this. So I was going down the road to get this handled because something was going on down there, and I could tell that something was going on. And so, my uterus was big, my body, my belly was kind of like really bloated, and so I was playing Beach Life Fest acoustically, and
Gimmes Festival. Jim Pennywise,
I love you, Jim. You're the coolest dude.
Best.
And my boyfriend's sister came with a friend, her college roommate, and she is a surgeon, and she's an OBGYN. So she was like, oh my God. I go, oh my God, I have this stuff. And she's like, oh my God, I'd love to take care of you, but I can only take Kaiser. And I go, I have Kaiser.
Oh, shit.
So she turns out to be my surgeon, which is awesome. So
no way, dude.
And so she's so great. She's like, we're not risking anything. We're going to have to do total abdominal hysterectomy because we don't want, if this is cancer, and everything kept coming back as inconclusive. I had biopsies and all that. So, you know, I was about to go back to Europe for a tour.
Fucking Europe, let's go.
Of course. Of course. And I really wanted to go. And she was like, can you get into surgery immediately? And I was like, no, I'm going, you know what? If it's cancer, fuck it. I'm going to go have a good time with my band, and I'm going to go play my heart out.
And deal with it when you get back.
And deal with it when I get back. So I got into surgery like 7 days after I got fucking back. But so she was so great that when we were getting into surgery, she wheeled me in, and she was playing Bad Cop in the room. So she said we were listening to Bad Cop the whole time, like the 4 hours of your surgery. That's pretty neat.
That's fucking awesome.
Isn't that cool? And then she also called a friend in who was an OBGYN oncologist. And so they were going to stage it if it was cancer immediately. So when I woke up, I'd know. And when I woke up, cancer-free.
Fuck yeah.
Isn't that rad? And I knew it.
Congrats.
You know, I'm doing my yoga and stuff, and my body, I'm listening to my intuition, and I'm listening to myself, and my body's saying, no, we're cancer free. This body's cancer free, you know?
Fucking amazing, man.
And it was, so thank God. But then, you know, coming out of that, I can't take anything for menopause because I was thrust into menopause after having the hysterectomy, and it is fucking brutal.
My wife's on that. We're me and my wife about to do a podcast on this in a couple weeks. We're dropping on her birthday. I've been dealing with, I mean, she's been going through that for a long time, and all the different versions. I put my wife's information on blast, but I am going to do a podcast about it. But from the beginnings till now, all the different journeys of having that with inflammation, with all these different things. She just had lymphatic drainage 3 times last month. Lymphatic drainage, she loves it. Yeah. She's obsessed with it. She's reading. So I hate fucking ChatGPT, hate the internet.
Yeah.
We've had dudes come to this house and work on her and all that stuff. So
I'm into somatic shit for sure, getting the stuff out of me. I would love, maybe that's a really good thing for me.
Oh, yeah, lymphatic drainage. Oh,
yeah. Some
of that stuff is actually, some of the stuff for the hormones is dangerous as well too. We're finding out, some of the shots, or heard the patch is okay. I'm learning all about this shit.
Yeah, for me, because I can't take anything because my breast cancer was hormone positive, so I can't take any hormones that would lessen the menopause symptoms. But holy shit, I woke up 3 days out of surgery and I sat on the couch going, I have no joy, and I was like, that's not real. Again. That's not real.
Yeah.
And at least, I've done all the work all the years to know what my life is versus what the fuck that was, because that's not real.
It's crazy how much women go through as being just women on this planet, from treated by men, by having your period, by getting pregnant, miscarriages, and then the very end, here's a bonus, menopause.
It's the worst.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, women go through so much shit. Women are so tough and such badass. I have so much respect for women. But I mean, it's just a lot that women go through, man. Guys just like, whatever, it's different, dude. You know what I mean? To skip through life. But just see what my wife's going through. Lucky. It's like, fuck, bro.
Yeah, I know. My dude too. He was so gracious. He, in our 100-year-old home, he installed central air.
Nice.
He's like, because in the summer I think you're gonna die. At one time he goes, I don't know if I should just put a pillow over your face in the night. And then one night I wake up, we were at his mom's, and I woke up to him coming to put a blanket on me, and I was like, what are you doing?
Oh my God. Well, night sweats too.
Oh my God, it's terrible. Terrible. And then here's some good news. It's a very, very good news. I got a call from my oncologist the other day that said, right, so you've been taking that tamoxifen medicine for at least 5 years, right? And I go, well, in April, it'll be 7 years since my surgery. And I've been taking it since June. And she goes, June of that year. So, 6.5 years about. And she goes, well, you stopped it for a little while, right? And I go, well, yeah, like 2-3 months or something. And she goes, okay, well, we're finding now, studies are saying that people that had low stage, I had stage 1, it didn't spread into my lymph nodes. It was very curable.
Yeah.
Still very scary, but like,
totally.
Something for the rest of your life. But she was like, they want you to take this medicine for 5 or 10 years. They say 10 years, it yields a better result, that you'll have a longer, like 20 years after stopping the medicine, it still lasts.
Gotcha,
right?
Yeah.
But they're saying now that people that have low stage, like I did, taking it for 5 years or 10 years, 10 years only yields like a 0.02% better outcome.
Wow.
And now I've had the hysterectomy, I've had my ovaries removed, which lowers it 32%. The risk of it coming back, and then I've taken this medicine that lowers it 50% risk of it coming back. And plus, I live such a good quality of life. When I grew the cancer, my life was, a mess.
Yeah.
And in the life I have now, I just don't think that has a chance to come back. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So they were like, yeah, that the side effects of this shit is like depression, fucking weight gain, the night sweats, making menopause worse for me when I can't take anything for it to begin with. So I just
can't take nothing for
nothing.
it. I know.
And that they tried to put me on this shit called Vioza, which is just for the hot flashes, but then you've got to monitor your liver. And I was like, I'm not putting more shit into my body. You know what I mean?
Hate all that shit.
I'm not doing that shit.
When you see the side effects on the commercials for all these things for people, it's fucking horrible.
You know what one of the side effects was for this medicine?
What?
Hot flashes. And it's for hot flashes. I was like, fuck this.
So, I don't even know what to believe or trust any of that shit.
Seriously,
dude.
you know what? You just trust a good diet, some exercise, and
I feel like diet's key with all that, right?
Yeah, and loving your life. You know what I mean? That really is that's sunshine, and choosing to look at the beautiful stuff rather than, the hard shit all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is the latest obsession of yours?
Oh boy, pigeons.
Yeah, I think you answered that. And then tell me some of the stuff the Sidewalk Project does, because I know I gave you some clothes recently and
thank
stuff.
you
of
so
course.
much. It's so you have no idea, like a new pair of shoes for folks that come in there with like no shoes or wearing a pair of shoes 2 sizes too small with holes in the toes. Like, so we are a nonprofit that works in Skid Row and MacArthur Park and other vulnerable areas of downtown Los Angeles and parts of Los Angeles. And we've got, other chapters in different places that, work on a small scale. We started as like an arts and music organization where we'd go out to Skid Row and kind of throw a party. We'd do like art, do a big mural with people. We'd have all of the giveaways, the clothing. We would have mutual aid with other organizations.
Was that a good response doing that?
Oh my God, yeah. And then a bunch of punkers would come down and play music, and we get people singing with us on the street and getting some really great. There was this one chick named Radio, and she sang At Last. Like, she used to sing in jazz clubs and shit.
Name.
And she was just like, holy shit, you're amazing. She's like, I smoke crack. And I was like, I don't care. Give me a hug. Like, you could fucking blow.
Wow.
That's you.
And you have a cool name.
And you got a cool name. So we connected with a lot of people like that. And, then we would do clothing and food giveaways, hygiene kits, fem care kits.
Love that.
And then harm reduction stuff, which is like, slows the spread of diseases and keeps people from getting abscesses and keeps people safe. And quite honestly, like, people making self-determined choices, like using newer, drug paraphernalia, is like the first step in a way that you're taking care of yourself, So it's like,
sure.
So it all encompasses, And then so we were doing these big parties. That was great. And then during COVID, we got our first grant.
Awesome.
Which was awesome. We got our first office space in downtown, and then we started seeing what the real needs were.
Yes.
We were doing these parties a lot, but then like Soma doing outreach and Jen doing outreach all the time. You just really saw people needed wound care. They needed food. They needed supplies. They needed housing. They needed
showers,
they
haircuts,
needed consistency. They needed somebody in their life that was going to be consistent and not leave them.
Totally.
And we hired, our first hires were a lady named Riley and another gentleman named Crucio and another gentleman named Victor, who are all we're all lived experience people, right? So people who use drugs, we come, Soma was unhoused. And even I did, like having to, get together with a guy to, have a house or a roof over your head, just survival.
Yeah, for sure.
So, there was a lot. So we're all lived experience folks, which is pretty rad, and punk rockers, which is pretty cool.
Totally.
That we're the ones going out there and connecting with people. But so we see that the need is so great. And then we started like trying to work with hospitals in terms of how they treat unhoused folks. So we do a lot of advocacy.
Is it hard to get in those big hospitals and pharmaceutical and all those worlds and get your foot in the door and talk to them about what you're trying to do?
It's crazy. Soma and I, one time, there's this college hospital in Long Beach, who's got all three. They've got mental health, they've got drug treatment, and then they've got regular hospital care, and they're subsidized by the government. So they are supposed to take participants like ours.
Yeah.
And so we started, and Soma saw how badly they were treated, like participants being jumped on by staff, forced medication.
What?
Like, yeah, dude, like just the way that unhoused folks are treated. It was just, so we were literally having meetings with COOs and CEOs of fucking hospitals being like, you need to do better. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so we do a lot of that. But then we got our first drop-in center, and we opened, a drop-in center so people could come in and get all of the wraparound services. So,
awesome, man.
We link people to housing, we link people to medical care, we manage people's medicine, we do wound care, we do harm reduction supplies, we do food, we do clothing, we do.
It's incredible.
And then we saw, that like mixing spaces between men and women, when the women are so fucking vulnerable out there and the men are kind of predatory.
Yes.
So we decided to turn our center into a women's drop-in center.
Love that.
And so we work with a lot of sex workers, and I can't wait until we start unionizing sex workers and shit and getting people really safe, because we do like bad date lists, so the girls know not to get into certain cars or with certain people, and that kind of spreads throughout the neighborhood. We do a lot of overdose response, and we got some really good shit. We found out we got an award from the county for being kind of like the biggest pains in people's asses, because we're the loudest voice, advocating for vulnerable communities.
Punk rockers doing that shit.
And then we found that through our data, that overdose was down 50% in Skid Row and in downtown Los Angeles. And my organization was accredited for 13% of that 50%.
That's fucking incredible, man.
You know what I mean?
That is so cool.
So we're really, people want housing first. They want food. They want clothing.
And to be safe, because I heard out there's different rules. There's gangs. There's different neighborhoods you can sleep in.
Yeah.
There's rules out there.
Oh, the big time. And then, vulnerable women get passed around, and, they just get so hurt, and they come in like in some terrible states sometimes in crisis.
Yeah.
Being just beat up or fucking, you know what I mean?
With their pimps or whatever that is.
Yeah, or being trafficked, You
watch Soft White Underbelly?
Mm-mm.
You heard about it?
Mm-mm.
Oh, it's a black and white show on YouTube, and the guy gives them money, interviews all the people who live down there. It's a really dark podcast, but supposedly the guy gives back and takes care of all these people.
I hope he
brings
does.
them back months later when they're sober and not, and how he gave them money. It shows like them coming back a couple times on the podcast.
Yeah.
And all the stuff they've been through. It's like mostly people downtown. It's a really dark series.
Yeah.
But hopefully he's helping people. Interviews are really intense. It's like people living out there, working out there in the streets.
It's brutal. Yeah. Man, there's been times where I've watched, doing one of our sidewalk projects and watched like a guy get his fucking ass beat and like being like, no, please, my little soft ass just, please don't fight. And it's like, no, that's how the streets handles it. That guy fucked up and he went over and got another guy fired. So like doing some shit. So like you got to let the streets handle the streets,
Because nobody's down there trying to help him. I don't know why. I mean, I heard supposedly our mayor, whatever the city's supposed to give money and take care of this shit years ago, never went through his millions of dollars. It was sent to take care of that. Never got word. I don't know if that's true or not. It was like $30 million.
For the housing. But the thing is that nobody's built any affordable housing, and so there is a lack of space for folks. But I will say in 2024. Sidewalk Project housed 170 people from Skid Row.
Amazing.
Isn't that
fucking
rad?
awesome. Yes, it's fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's a blessing. I mean, being able to get to help people and also make a living is incredible because we hire from our population of people. We've had a day work program for years so folks can come in and make kits or clean or help other people that come in, and
cool.
And then they get a little bit of cash so they don't have to go do gnarly shit that day. You know what I mean? That day.
Yeah.
Or they don't have to worry about where they're going to get their stuff, or they don't have to put themselves in harm's way so much. And yeah, so we've been doing that kind of stuff, and and we still help the men. I've got Myra and Lynn from the band work for us.
That's awesome.
We all work for
so
Sidewalk.
cool, you guys, man.
Noel, who I told you earlier, who I grew up with, he works for us. yeah, it feels very, very cool to be able to offer, because the truth is, we don't care if you do drugs or not. We just want people to be safe and have community, because community in itself is what heals.
Absolutely.
You see people wanting more for themselves when they see others doing better.
Wanting the same too.
Yeah.
What about the people out there who really need to be in like psychiatric treatment? That's like, you're not getting that. It's so sad, man.
Boy, I've seen some things, where it's like,
there's no place for them to go and get that.
There is no long-term care. There was one woman that we got conserved because she was harming herself so great on the street, and she was being passed around, from 10 to 10 out there, and she was being, so we got her conserved. But the longest that we could get her conserved was for 1 year. And she had neurosyphilis, so the syphilis starts eating your brain, and so she was completely, she can't take care of herself. She shouldn't. And then there was another girl that we loved so much, Jamie, and God rest her soul. She, she had the mind of like a 8-year-old.
Yeah.
And she was doing really well. We got her conserved, and she was in, care for like a year, and she was like,
what does conserve mean for the listeners?
It's when you are
taken off the street and taken care of.
You're taken off the street and taken care of, but you have to kind of give up your rights. We only do it in the most severe of cases because we don't want anybody's rights to be taken from them.
Absolutely.
But if they're getting so hurt and they're hurting themselves so bad, it's going to save their lives.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then some guy came by her sober living, some dude, and pulled her out of there, and then she was back on the street, and she passed away last year. Yeah. That was a really tough one because, we all loved her a lot. We lose a lot of people, but it's okay, because it's like at least at the end they knew they had community, they had friends,
and people cared about them and listened to them,
yes. And they had some place to go,
saw them.
Yeah.
It's so heavy, man. Thank you for doing all that stuff. It's fucking beautiful. It's crazy. It's people that
I'm the one that's blessed to get to do it. I'm grateful that I don't want to let anybody down.
It's crazy. They have parents, they have siblings, they have fucking, what I'm saying?
It's humans.
It's so curious, like what happens, how they end up there. It's fucking, I know drugs, all this other things.
Yeah, but imagine, not knowing your own worth in so many different degrees, or growing up in homes where you were
abused, everything,
all of it,
and then being on the streets, being abused, all
of
fucked
it.
Up,
it's like,
man.
how do you know anything else?
So many things start in the home, man.
Oh my God, so much.
So many things start in the fucking home, man.
Yeah.
Fuck. This has been great talking to you.
I love talking to you.
Amazing. What are some of your daily rituals?
So we get up. So my pup now, he has decided that he needs to be up for around like 8:30 in the morning. I think I was telling you
that. It's not bad though.
It's not bad, but but I like it now. I kind of like it because now I can start my day at 9, and
get a lot done.
I get a lot done, more done.
Totally.
That's for sure. So we get up, and either one of us, gets up to get pup off the bed because we're afraid he's gonna jump down.
Yeah.
And then there's this series of he goes out, and then we fix his food. And then he comes in and he eats, and we lay back down as we're waiting for the coffee. We lay back down while he's eating, and then we get up, and then he wants to go back outside. One or two things. He either wants to go back outside, or he wants to get up and come to me and give me all of his kisses. So he stomps the bed to get to my face to give me all the kisses.
Amazing.
And then he's like, okay, get me down. And so it's like he needs to get up and down like 5 times.
Yeah.
So we do that, and then Michael and I sit in bed, and we have our coffee, and we talk, and we laugh, and did you sleep well? And
that's nice.
Yeah, we do that. That's exactly how we start. And then we get up, and I kind of start my day, check my emails, and and then we do our stretches. He does stretching, I do my yoga.
Fuck yeah.
Or I just jump right into work. Sometimes it's that. And then we take pup for a walk. I come back, I cook. We have a very structured,
Nice.
Yeah.
So the Sidewalk Project's pretty much full time for you besides
the
band?
Yeah, I do. I even work from the road. I'm always working. On.
You guys have a band manager?
Yes. We have the same agent now, Sequel. Are you guys on
Brad
Sequel?
Wiseman?
We're with Jacob. Yeah.
Best.
Yeah. Great.
No fucking way.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome. I talked to him today.
He's our new agent. We were with Brian Gorsinger from Nightbirds for years and years and years, who I love.
Tell him after the pod. That's so cool.
Tell him. Yeah. Tell him I said
world.
Hi. Yeah.
But are you pretty hands-on with the band, though?
Yeah.
You seem like a person that's very passionate and very hands-on.
Yeah. Yes.
Like we scared a lot of managers away throughout our career because we feel like we do it better than anybody else. It's hard to give up your baby to somebody and give them that control. It
is hard for me. I really do care for our manager. It is a very new thing.
Okay.
It's just been like a year and a half.
It's hard to give up the reins.
It really is hard to let that go.
Because we're the ones with the connections. We're the ones that got the tours. And we're friends
did
with the
all
bands.
of this for years
all
and years and years
and grind,
and years.
Man. Yeah.
And I always did all the big stuff. Everybody in the band had a job. It's like Lynn did day-to-day stuff, she tour managed us for years.
Yeah.
I did all the big managing stuff. I asked for the money. I get the money for the records. I book the band with our agent. I do all that kind of, because we know everybody, you know what I mean? So that
was the hard thing with the booking agents. Like when you get the tours and then they get the percent, no disrespect to both our same agent. We love you. But like how the bands would offer you the tour, then I hit my agent up. They get the percent with the tour you just got yourself. It's part of the business. Man.
It's part of the business.
You know what I'm saying?
I do.
You know what sucks? And I would like to talk about with you. It's like we just toured the Bouncing Souls the whole last year, and all the money they took from merch every fucking night. Why that still exists in 2025, 26.
That's a shame.
The venues take the band's money, 20, 30%. Most of the time they get it down pretty low. Mm-hmm. They have a good agent do that. But people don't understand that they take your money at every fucking show, man.
And they don't split the bar with you, which is the reason why they are in business.
Yes.
It's so fucked up. They're going to take from you. They should share on the other end.
So fucking
I hate
stupid,
it. I don't know why you're trying to take from the little guy. I mean, the punk bands are always the little guy anyways,
No.
Motherfuckers.
Especially like an opening band, not even the headliner.
I know it. Brutal.
So that's your daily rituals. You're a coffee person. We know that.
Yeah.
How's your sleep? How do you sleep at night?
Well, right now,
shut your brain
because of the menopause. Well,
menopause, bro.
Dude, I'll tell you. At first, when I first got out of the
I love that we talked about all these things today. It's real life.
It is real life.
Okay, because of menopause.
But I'd wake up at 4 a.m, I'll, with so much anxiety about, oh my God, I have 20 employees. Oh my God, what are we going to pay them? Not that there is any issue with that in any way. It's just, the brain.
Mm-hmm.
So I take some things to go to bed. I take some low dose blood pressure medicine because since my hysterectomy, my blood pressure went up a tiny bit. And so this type of blood pressure medicine is also good for anxiety and hot flashes.
Okay.
So I take that, and then I take gabapentin, which is also good for the hot flashes.
Okay.
And a melatonin and a bong hit.
I love it, dude.
But then I sleep. I sleep through the night, Sometimes, with the dog right now being, twice a puppy, he when he stirs, you kind of wake up because you don't want him to get to the edge of the bed and jump off. So we're always kind of on high alert. Or, I don't have to get up to go to the bathroom yet, which I hear happens as you get older. Are you there yet?
No, my wife's on edibles now. It's a new thing for her.
Uh-huh.
She never smoked weed. She's never done any of that. Doesn't even drink. But as a couple months ago, she's like, shout out to Derek, my friend who bought my wife some edibles, changed her life, like for sleeping and her pain and all that stuff. It helps her a lot, man.
Oh my God.
I'm not promoting weed. I'm just telling you it works for my wife.
Edibles are way better than taking painkillers or any kind of opiates.
It's natural.
It's natural, and it's non physically addictive.
Because you had the addiction before.
Dude.
Yeah.
Being physically addicted to something versus being psychologically addicted to something are two different fucking worlds.
My wife had some Ambien issues for a little while.
Oh yeah,
that was crazy.
Oh God,
like
was she doing the weird shit?
She fucking bought a whole entire bedroom set of Hayward Wakefield that she had to purchase the next day. She won it. We have it. It's beautiful, but she did that at night. Out here seeing her like making chocolate ice creams, fucking things. It was for a minute. I lost my mind on it. We stopped. It was scary, dude. Then we found out my friend had to go to rehab for
that shit.
Yeah, dude.
Brutal. Yeah.
My wife's never been able to sleep her whole fucking life, dude.
Oh God.
But the edibles are a game changer right now.
Yeah, no, they're awesome. Honestly, when I was healing from the hysterectomy, instead of they gave me fucking Dilaudid. They gave me opiates.
Oh,
like strong. They gave me fentanyl.
What?
Yeah.
They just hand that shit out to people, dude.
Well, my doctor was very cognizant of it.
Okay,
And
okay.
she was like, no, here's the thing now is we actually see that Tylenol and ibuprofen really take the pain away as much as any kind of opiate.
Ooh, good to know.
But in the first couple of days, I could barely even sit up, you know. I
Damn.
had to cough like this.
So what about nerve blockers for sleep? Somebody said that's something.
That's what it is. That's the
Okay.
gabapentin.
And that's bad.
Why?
Oh, you said it wasn't bad. Okay, okay,
No,
okay.
gabapentin's
okay,
fine.
Okay, okay, okay.
That's not physically addictive.
Okay, cool,
either.
cool. Because they
No.
mentioned my wife did
I'm
about
not
you something.
taking any. I don't think I'm taking anything physically addictive. Although I did look up the blood pressure medicine, and
Are you online looking at doctor shit a lot? Do you look online about stuff?
yeah.
Are you get crazy about it? Are you hypochondriac?
No, not anymore. I used to be.
Yeah.
I'm not anymore. I don't think sometimes I want to understand like my breast cancer more, or I
Sure.
want to understand the actual medicine that I'm taking a little bit more. Like, you know, coming out of the surgery for the hysterectomy and having the no joy feeling, I was like, well, what happens with the
Yeah.
mental health? And it was like, oh no, you know, I'll just prescribe you an antidepressant. I was like, fuck that.
No.
I'm not doing that shit.
No.
I
No.
don't, you know, I
Yeah.
ain't doing that shit. I'm not gonna fucking go change my mental
No. You've been through
chemistry.
so much without
Yeah,
that
dude.
shit. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's one of the things I'm most proud of is that certainly I'm not sober anymore, but I'm not doing blow and pills, and I'm not doing Adderall or any of the shit that fucking people are doing these days.
Yeah.
Even, antidepressants or abilifying their antidepressant because their antidepressant ain't working enough. It's like, I don't get it.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know.
Pills on pills. There's so many things.
There's so many things. I just don't want to be in that space. And, you know, my surgeon was like, well, is this the quality of life that you want for the rest of your life? And I go, I'm not taking antidepressants. I'm just not going to do it, man.
No. You don't need that shit.
I'm
dude.
already, I'm already getting better. You know, it's been 2.5 years. August 2 years ago was when I had the hysterectomy. I already feel like I'm losing a little bit of weight.
Awesome.
I feel like I'm waking up less at night. I feel like I think I had a hot flash since I've been here.
Yeah.
Which goes to show how comfortable I feel.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Awesome. You get your steps in? You walking a lot?
Yeah, we walk a lot.
We do too.
Michael and I walk
I'm
a lot.
obsessed with walking.
I like
steps,
at
dude.
least get a mile in, you know.
Yeah.
We walk down to the ocean and,
That's nice,
come
have the
back.
ocean there.
Yeah, it's
Very
great.
therapeutic.
And then we got some electric bikes, which, you
That's
know,
cool.
if you keep them at a low I guess speed, you could still get a workout. But we could do like 11.5 miles, and it's
Damn.
like nothing, you know. But
Yeah.
then your heart rate gets up a bit, and you know when I get home, I'm like yawning because I'm tired because I just fucking worked out.
No,
you know,
it's nice. It's nice.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah, exercise is super duper important, and
Especially when we get over, we got to stay moving, man.
you have to.
I mean, we do on tour, but when you're off tour, you have to keep that going so we
That's
can
so
still do
true.
what we love on stage, right?
That's so true.
Because we go off on stage is everything, man.
I know it.
I want to do as long as I can do it, possibly be here to do it,
Me
right?
too. Yeah.
Are you an optimist or pessimist?
Optimist.
Yeah, you totally are. You have such good energy.
Thanks, bud.
Such good positive energy, man.
Just gotta stay on this side.
I know it's a struggle for you too. You talk
Yeah.
about that, trying to stay positive and not look at line stuff. So you're not really on social media that much?
I don't. I do for the band, and I look at
You have
things
to.
when
You
I'm
have to
on
do it.
when I'm on the toilet in the morning. You know, I'll
Which
take
I just
a
read.
look.
I just read you're not supposed to be looking at your phone in the toilet for some reason too.
Oh no, why?
I don't fucking know.
You just
And
really
you're supposed to hold your phone like this. This chiropractor told me the other day, hold your phone like that, not like that. We're
because
all
of
fucked.
the whole
Our
thing.
necks are all fucked, man.
Yeah, Michael's always like, I think you're what did he say? I think your fingers all fucked up because you just text it all the time.
That's what I'm saying. Do you have weird finger tingling things?
I think it might have been yoga. I think I stretched
Oh,
my
yeah.
hands so much that I pulled something right here, you know,
Because then you get stuck on the toilet looking at shit.
Yeah.
You start going down the fucking rabbit
rabbit
hole.
hole. Well, you know what I'm doing? I'm doing the New York Times suite of games. So it's the crossword, it's
Oh,
the
that's
mini
so cool.
crossword, it's a
Good for your brain, your
wordle.
mind.
Yeah, the connections.
My wife
the
does that too.
strands. I love it. And the tiles, you know, it is good for my brain. I feel like if I get the mini in under like 2 minutes, I'm gonna have I'm firing on all cylinders kind of day, you know.
Do you read much?
I'm starting to a lot more.
Me too, because of the pod. I've been reading so many read these two books, reading all these books, yeah.
That's awesome. I'm reading one right now called Stop Letting Everything Affect You. Because
Love that.
I need to just not hold on to the emotion of things because I'm
Love
such
that.
an emotional person.
Me too.
You know? So I just
super emotional.
see it, feel it, and go, okay, that's creeping in, and then let it go, you know, instead of like.
You cry a lot?
Uh-huh.
Me too. My wife's the tough one. I'm the baby in the fucking family.
Oh my God.
I'm super emotional. I've been like that my whole life.
Me too. I
Every movie, all that shit,
I
dude.
cry over great stuff too, you know?
Yeah, happy things.
I just cry.
When I hear The Cure, I get emotional. My wife's like, why are you crying for The Cure? They make me so happy.
Great.
You cry in airplanes watching movies?
Yes.
I talk a lot on the pod about this. There's something with your brain. There's something online you can read about. There's something with that. Being up in the air in movies. I don't know, something weird about it. Because I have friends like the most tough guys that cry in airplanes.
A yoga
movies.
makes me cry. I'll do it,
nice.
Doing a pose or something. I'll be like, you were always this strong. You just didn't know it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Always been very emotional. And I feel the world, I have empathy for the world. That's why it's hard to be online and see all this shit that's happening that you think one post may or may not help. Who's going to see it? What can we really do? And I think we do that with our music and whatever we sing about and travel the world, meet people. But it's a fucked up world, man. That's why I try to stay off that shit.
I just feel like it's gotta. I search myself. Like, what can I do to help humanity? And the
you're doing it.
And the first thing is yourself, right? Because if I'm gonna go out into the world and be pissy and shitty, I'm gonna spread that energy.
She
Stella, okay?
She barking at. Stay there. Stay there.
Okay.
Hang on, we're almost done. Stay there. Stay there. You can talk some shit.
Well, you should see this house, you guys. Oh my God. I heard that they did a home makeover. They got the show that did it, and this house is just stunning. What a very good quality of life they are living. It's pretty fucking cool. So cool to be here. So cool to meet them. Me? Oh, okay. No, I was just saying what a wonderful life that you guys have and beautiful home. And
no, I'm very blessed. I've been with my wife 30 years this year.
Woohoo!
30 fucking years this year, man.
That's
awesome. I met my wife when I was a Sick of It All roadie in 1991 in
Sick of
DC.
It All roadie?
Yeah, in the early 80s and 90s, man.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah,
you know how much I love them?
Yeah, the best.
They're family to me.
Shout out to Lou, man. Going
Shout
through
out
it. I've
to
been
Lou.
texting with him, keeping in touch with him and stuff.
Yeah, I do as well. And
man.
May, we hired May to tech for us a few times.
Shit,
She comes out with us.
Oh, that's cool.
We're fucking Sick of It All family, man.
Okay,
That's fucking cool.
Yeah. That's my roots. But yeah, I met my wife then at a Sick of It All show in DC in like 1992.
That's so cool.
And their best friend was dating Pete Sick of It All. And then she was going to move to New York for the summer to be with Pete. And Moon's like, I'll go with you too. And then we met there, and that was just fucking history, man.
Oh, I love it.
I'm very lucky, man, especially in this world.
Yeah.
So many friends have been through divorce and all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. That's, I think, what I left on, you left on for Stella, who did fart on me. So I feel I'm blessed.
All right, so now we got, let's see, Josh Brolin, Matt Skiba, you, Hilly Williams.
Okay.
So you're in a good
I'm in good group.
Yeah,
okay,
man.
Maybe it's you that's going to.
That means she's just comfortable. She won't kiss you, but she'll fart on you.
That's awesome.
What
I was saying is that, my I guess the greatest, activism I could do is to make sure that I'm good here. Because if I go out into the world and start spreading more of that shit, one of the things we say at Sidewalk is happiness grows as it's shared. And
love that.
You know what I mean? And that's kind of our ethos. And that's kind of what I want to continue to do in my life.
Yeah, there's people that, can talk about stuff online and scream about things online, but are they really going out and actually being with people and you're actually doing that?
Yeah.
You're doing it in real life, which is really, really important, especially now, because there's so many people that really don't communicate as much and have these conversations, and hang out with people in real life. It's just all yelling online and fucking politics and all that shit. I fucking hate it.
I can't go down that road anymore. I just can't. I'm not another one that needs to like take pictures of myself all the time and post it. It's like I don't need that external validation from humanity.
Yeah.
Which I feel I learned when I went through my life change. It's like, the more I do that, I'm doing it for a real egotistical reason, and it's not for anybody else but myself, and for the likes and for the, I mean? So
it's not even real, man.
It's just not even real.
And there's so many fake accounts. There's so much online, just so fucking fake, man. Ah, man, it's crazy because we got to grow up in the world without that. We're outside, we're playing, we're skating, all that shit. And my son, his generation grew up with it, but he doesn't. He's barely on that. He surfs, he skates. He's never on that shit, dude.
Wow, that's
he's
awesome.
snowboarding right now. Like he loves being outside. Like he doesn't give a fuck about online or computers and all that shit.
Yeah, I feel bad for all the kids, parents that have these kids that don't want to go outside anymore.
And they're getting bullied not just at school, but all the way at
God.
home, online, all night. You can't escape the bullies.
I hate it.
Back in the day, you go home with your parents, you'd be safe. Now it's just like all day and like just the shit they're exposed to. Everybody's so desensitized. They're like, oh, somebody hit by a car, or somebody's getting beat up, or somebody's got, you know what I mean? All the death and shit. It's fucking crazy. I don't wanna see that.
On my feed is all like.
I got some octopuses on mine.
You got octopus. I got pigeons.
Sick.
I got doves, and then I've got a bunch of like, it'll be like a word search, but it'll be like the first 3 words you find is what you're manifesting this week. You know, it'll be love, abundance,
fucking
creativity.
Love that. Do you have one word? Do you do resolutions?
I don't know if I do. I do affirmations.
Yeah.
Where, you know, I did the book The Artist's Way. Have you heard of this?
No, I'm gonna check it out though.
It's a workbook. It's like 900 pages, and it's a workbook on how to get artists in the flow of creating. And the 2 main takeaways of things that you have to do is write in your journal, which I journal every day. Write at least 3 pages in your journal every day.
I love that.
And then once a week, take yourself out on a date by yourself. So you go do something, go to the movies, go to dinner.
Get your nails did.
Right, because you start thinking when you're by yourself out, and you know, of things you want to write about, and then you're in the flow of writing every day.
That's
that writing,
cool.
you know, it really, really helps. Our record, The Ride, I wrote it that way. That's
awesome.
But then, you know, it was also very healing for me because I would write the 3 pages, and then I would write a page of the negative shit my brain was telling me, you know, like you're not good enough, you're broke, and all this stuff. And then I would write a page of affirmations of like, you're Stacy Dee, there's nobody like you on the face of the planet, you're such a badass. And I'd write that 10 times, you know?
Sick.
And then I'd write a page or 2 of shit that I was grateful for. And I got to tell you and you know how gratitude works, but like one day we were on a plane. We were flying from the south of France to Belgium to open for Bad Religion.
Sick.
It was just a 2-band bill.
Whoa.
You know what I mean?
That's
get
amazing.
on the plane, but it left little room for error. So everything had to go right in order for us to make it to that show, right?
Okay.
So as soon as we get on the plane, we're sitting there for a while. And then the pilot comes on and goes, oh, okay, well, you know, something happened and this piece broke, and it looks like we're going to be here for a while. You know, it might take an hour or so. And we're like, oh, no. And then we start frantically, you know, starting to get, you know, a little worried,
anxiety,
calling and texting their crew to say this is what's happening. And instead of getting upset, I pulled out my journal and I wrote 4 pages of things that I was grateful for.
Wow.
And in 10 minutes, the pilot comes back. As soon as I close it, the pilot goes, yep, so everything's been fixed. We're going to be out of here in 10 minutes. And we made the fucking show. You know what I mean? I was like, instead of being mad, I fucking I dug hard into gratitude. And
I love that.
And I believe it flipped the switch and we made the goddamn show.
I believe it too. That's incredible. Do you ever go back and read your journals like later on?
I do. I mean, I don't do it like, not like I want to, but like I'll pick one up and then I'll start. I'm be like, oh my God, that's where I was, you know?
Yeah.
I really wanted that thing that I was writing about.
Or something lots changed since you wrote that one. Or
so much.
Yeah.
So much.
I love that.
I mean, I was journaling so much that I feel like I manifested my dude, because I was like, I want a reggae guy. I want a guy that's into reggae. Like, and that's what showed up.
I believe in manifesting too. I really
I love
do.
it. I love it. That's another thing that I want to keep fostering my connection to, because I've just seen it. I've seen the magic. I've seen the magic in this life, and I want to keep up. I want to keep up with it.
No, I love it. And I love your positivity and yeah, man, everything about you. I knew it was gonna be a great conversation.
I'm glad we finally got it done.
Texting before and all that and stuff.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
As soon as we found out about our old doggies, I was like, remember you were like, well, I go, I don't know if I could come because I can't leave my dog alone for that long. And you call, can I call you? My dog's 14 too.
It's fucking crazy. Do you have any regrets in your life?
Sure. I'm sure there's some things I wish I didn't say or do. I'll be honest, the other day I was doing yoga and this weird thing came up for me, and I was just doing baby cobra. It was just a little baby cobra. And they say sometimes it's enough. It's a little baby cobra. And I start welling up with tears, and it was like, I really missed my childhood when my parents were still together, and I wanted an opportunity to do it over again.
Wow.
Which is crazy. I was like, before my parents broke up, and okay, my parents were wild animals, fine. But, and we were poor and all that kind of stuff. But like, there was so much love in our home. It was fun and it was funny. My parents were fun and funny. And, it was a lot of great music in the house. And there was great movies in the house.
Totally.
And I wish that I had just done better. I wish I could go back and have done better. And I called my mom actually, and I was like, and then I welled up with tears because and then I had to have a cry about it. I guess the therapy that comes, it's just like, I guess I was still holding on to that and didn't know it,
How old were you when they get divorced?
I was 18.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. But I wish, and they still super love each other.
Are they still friends and stuff?
Yeah, they are. Did
they remarry or anything?
Yeah, they're both remarried.
Whoa. They have kids after that too or no?
No.
Okay.
No. But yeah, so they, but then I called my mom and told her, and my mom goes, yeah, I feel that way sometimes too.
Damn.
And I was like, damn, and then I was like, why did we do that, Mom? Why did we do that? I wish we didn't do that, Yeah.
Well, your mom's doing good.
Yeah, she's great. Yeah, she's great.
She's close.
She's up in Guerneville
Okay.
at the Russian River. I don't know if you've ever been up there.
No.
It was fucking badass.
Never heard of Russian River before either.
Oh my gosh. It's like outside of Santa Rosa, between the coast and Santa Rosa.
Okay.
It's this river community that they used to go up to all the time. And then
I would love to check that out.
Yeah, that was so gorgeous. It's gorgeous.
So your childhood memories going up there and stuff?
No, because they never took us. My parents never took us anywhere.
Okay.
But my mom, when she got together with my stepdad, he really loved it.
Okay.
So they really started doing that kind of shit together. And and when my mom retired, they sold their house in Brisbane, which is just south of San Francisco, by kind of where Candlestick Park was, old Candlestick. And so they bought this little Hansel and Gretel house up in the Redwoods.
That's cute.
And so the first time I went up there, I took Matthew, and I was just going to go for like a day. I ended up spending a week. I was like driving through here, and I was like, this place kind of looks methy. Like it looks kind of like, I don't know, like fucked up. But then I went and played a round of golf by myself.
Oh, that's cool.
You know what I mean? I took my dog to every beach. I was trying to be a river person. I was trying to get my dog to be a river person. I was like, let's get in the river, bud. And he was like, I can't walk on these rocks.
Wasn't having it. Yeah.
And then we had no sunshade. So it was, but then we walked into like a street fair festival where it was just a neighborhood festival. And I'm there with my dog, kind of just dance. It was just so liberating,
Yeah.
And it's gorgeous. I mean, being in.
How far is it from LA?
About 8.5 hours.
Oh shit! Okay.
Yeah, 8 hours. No, actually, maybe eight hours. Yeah, but just being around the most majestic of trees, the redwoods there.
You went to grounding?
Yeah, I am.
I just started that.
Have you?
Yeah, reading a book in the backyard, no phone. Take my wife's all about it. Like take my socks off, and I watched a documentary on it. It sounds some like hippy dippy woo woo shit, but it's real life energy from the planet, man.
I fucking love woo woo shit. Anybody that disses woo woo shit can fuck off.
It's I believe in shit too, man. Yeah, the grounding shit's no joke.
It's so good. It gives you know what I'm doing right now too is as soon as I crack my consciousness in the morning, first thing I do is name 5 things I'm grateful for. I go, God, I'm grateful for this house. I'm grateful. So it just kind of sets me up in the right way.
How quick you're in your phone in the morning?
I'm not leaving it it's not in my room.
Yeah.
So it's out there and I'm doing the whole, pup thing, the up and down, and before I go look at it. So I'll grab it when we finally sit in bed with my coffee. So it's probably about a half hour.
Do you have AirPods?
No.
Me either. Well, I just did. I'm off. I'm back on the wire. I'm reading things. My wife's got me crazy with wearing AirPods and all that.
No, I don't
Back on
know.
the wire.
I can't do. I don't know. I don't really understand it too much. It feels like it's just too much technology. I'm
I
gonna
know.
lose one.
Yeah.
Like, why can't I have nice things?
So you check your DMs or check messages?
Yeah, I check everything. Yeah, I'm one of those kind of. Usually, I don't have any alerts to anything on my phone.
Yep.
Every email is checked. Everything.
Yeah.
I don't like to see something telling me I have something to do.
If you got a negative comment, you let it bother you?
Not so much.
Stuff about your band, all that shit. Yeah.
I gotta let it roll off.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was when we did the Shattered video, some guy went on there and was like, "Where did the pretty one go? And who's this chunky girl?"
Fuck, man.
I just laughed out loud. I was like,
Fuck, man.
"That's so funny." Like, I don't give a fuck where I'm at right now. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna get fillers. I'm not gonna do any of that
Same with
stuff.
my wife too. Yeah.
I'm just gonna be natural and happy, and I'm not keeping up with the Kardashians. I'm not doing any of that stuff.
Yeah, keeping up with yourself.
I'm keeping up with myself. Just to be happy.
Dude, I love it, man. It was great hanging out with you today. This has been awesome to get to know you and heard great things about you. And
yeah, friends for life, right?
Fuck yeah, dude. Fuck yeah. Hip hop head.
Yeah.
That's my big takeaway. Like, you're hip hop head and you rhyme. You have any audio of you rhyming?
Yeah.
I need to hear that shit, girl.
There's a song called Powerless on the YouTube.
On the interwebs?
Yeah,
okay.
the Returner's Powerless. Yeah.
You can see you on the rhyming too?
Yeah, it's a video.
Wow. Did you dress all hip hop back in the day?
Yeah, I guess I did. Well, I was a skater chick too. You know what I mean? So I was kind of like, baggy cargo pants and
Jenkos.
Yeah, remember Jenkos? That was my raving days.
Those are back now too.
I know.
Fucking crazy.
I saw like a regular woman at the airport wearing them, and I was like, no shit.
They're bringing all that shit back, man.
It's cool, man. 90s are cool. With some cool fashions.
Yeah, 90s was the best.
Was the best.
Do you have a top 5 hip hop artists, MCs?
Top 5. Let me see. Shit.
This is gonna be so good for the fans of your band that really know much about your hip hop shit. This is sick. Let's think.
Freestyle Fellowship's up there. Souls of Mischief.
Woo!
Del the Funky Homo Sapien.
Fuck yes.
Of course, NWA.
Okay.
And
first 3 have never been in the top 5. The first 3 you said is cool. You mentioned them.
Yeah.
So now we got 4. Okay. What is another one?
What was another one that I
in the East Coast?
Run DMC.
Fuck yeah. Oh jeez. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see Gnostic Front just dropped a single with DMC?
Oh.
Singing a new Gnostic Front single.
What?
He's like a metal hardcore fucking head.
That's rad.
It's so cool.
Have you started listening to the Co-Defendants?
Dude, you're the second person to tell me about them in 2 days.
Yeah.
Somebody told me about them yesterday.
I got those guys.
Where are they from?
Okay, so Sam was from the band Get Dead, was another Fat Records band.
Okay.
But when I met him 25 years ago, he's a hip hop skater kid, and he did an interview for us at the Thrasher training facility in San Francisco.
Okay.
And as a skater. And then he would come to like Angry Amputee shows and stuff, and we always hit it off over Freestyle Fellowship, and he was
so cool,
into the same kind of stuff. And then so he started Get Dead, but he's always been a rapper as well, And then Chesky, the other guy in the band, this is the best story ever, because Chesky and I have known each other because when we were part of like the Grim Image shit with 2Max and Returners and all that kind of stuff, he was also. And so we had met a few times, but turns out, and I couldn't even believe it. We were at like a Punk and Drublic backstage, and he told me this shit, and I was like, I was about to break a window. He goes, yeah, Stacy, you know where I got my start in all of this? I started fucking rapping. I was like doing shit online and emailing with Noel. He goes, I used to come to the trailer park. My trailer park, and was doing hip hop in the trailer park.
You didn't even know he was there?
Didn't even know it.
No
It was like,
way,
it was always
dude.
kind of like moving around each other for years and years and years.
That's fucking crazy, man.
It's crazy. And then so Sam and Chesky, met up, and Chesky's such a prolific guitarist, singer, and rapper. He and I, both AC Alone of Freestyle Fellowship, is both of our favorite rappers, right? I mean, so we both love AC. But so he, they hook up with Fat Mike, and Fat Mike was like just falling in love with the beats and the music they were coming up with. And so Mike interjected his like bass stuff. So he's records the bass for that band as well. And then they got the DOC.
I was going to say the DOC.
Dude.
I was going to say like the connection of Fat Mike and DOC. I was like, what the fuck? It's so random.
So Gary Osdahl, I think that's how you pronounce his name. Gary was a big fan of NoFX, and we met Gary and his ex-girlfriend at like a Punk and Drublic where it was like a signing, you know, it was like a meet and greet with all the bands. And then he started hanging out with Mike, and he manages a shit ton of rappers like DJ Quick, a bunch of I know DJ Quick too, you know what I mean? And who else? Members of Wu-Tang, and so I know, right? So he knows DOC. So he brought DOC into the fold, and you know they got DOC rapping on a song. Now they got a new song coming out in the next couple of days with DOC again, which is pretty great. Then I got to do a guest spot on one of their songs on the record as well, which is pretty great.
Amazing.
Because you know my history with Sam and with Chesky, and then I go over there to Mike's house. He was living in the Valley.
I remember that house.
So I went over to do I don't know, I was just hanging out or something, and it was all of these hip hop guys, and they were like, "Are you Stacy from the Returners?" And I said, "Yeah, not Stacy from Bad Cop." You know what I mean?
Yes.
And Chesky was like, "Oh no, Stacy's kind of the reason why everybody's kind of here." You know,
that's fucking cool.
Isn't that neat?
What was your MC name?
I'm just Stacy Dee, man.
Hard.
Well, cool. I can't be anything else. I was born with it.
Remember Nikki D?
I don't know.
She was an East Coast rapper.
Was she an East Coast rapper? Oh, I'm gonna.
Yeah. So the DOC. Did he live in LA?
No, he's Dallas.
Wow.
And get this, you know who is one of his baby mamas is?
Who?
Erykah Badu.
What?
Yeah.
I know she has a couple kids. Yeah.
Wow. But she because I was telling one day I was telling DOC about Sam and I and how we came up together out of the same, you know, before either of our bands were signed to Fat Records. We were always playing with each other. We've just been great friends for years and years. And he was like, "Oh no, that's so sick. That's like me and Erica. We came up together." And I was like, that rules. You know?
Fucking
yeah, the Co-Defendants are fucking good.
I gotta check them out today. It's the second time I heard about them this week.
Good.
And where are they from?
Great
Where
band.
they out of?
So right now they're out of right now they're out of Las Vegas.
Okay.
Sam bought a house out there, but he's Bay Area. Awesome. Chesky, I think, was on the East Coast, but kind of, you know, been touring his whole life. So I think he calls the world his home, really.
I love
you know?
that. Okay.
Yeah. So they're just a wonderful, wonderful group. Yeah, so good.
Are you listening to a lot of new music too? Do you keep track of all the new bands?
No, I keep going further and further back into the past. You know,
I respect that.
I'm like I said, I'm listening to Katrina and the Waves a lot
cool.
right now.
I love that too. I love Katrina. Well, you like Sinead?
Yeah. Oh my God.
So you watch your doc?
I haven't.
You watched it came out 2 years ago. It's incredible.
Is it good?
She's so punk. She was the most fucking
She was the most punk. I wish I could be as strong as some of those women. I've always been a people pleaser. But
I've been a people pleaser too.
I'm working on it, you know, in therapy. I'm really working on it.
I've always been a people pleaser, man. My whole life. Giver, man.
Yeah, same.
People take it for weakness, you know?
Do you think? Yeah, I think they probably do.
So many people came in and out of my life in this house and all throughout my life, just takers, whatever.
Yeah.
I've always been a people pleaser. I don't know why I've been like that.
Me too.
It's a good thing, but it also could be a bad thing, I guess.
It could be a bad thing. I let a lot of things roll off of me because I find that like if somebody really needs that, just take it. I don't need to fucking get involved.
I don't give a fuck about that. I don't give a shit.
I don't care. You know.
I agree, man. Have fun. See you later.
Take whatever you need. Good life. Yeah, good for you.
Good riddance.
Yeah.
I absolutely agree, man.
Yeah.
That's something that when I get older, it's like your circle gets a lot smaller, but it's stronger with your friends you have and the people you have around you. It's so important.
Yeah.
I don't care about that shit anymore. You know what I mean? I'm happy in my world.
Yeah, I mean, I think you know, when I was saying to my therapist that I was a people pleaser, she goes, "Well, you just did this and you left the hair salon," and I was like, "I guess I am doing some things that aren't."
Yeah, dude, the hair salon thing's so gangster, dude.
Sorry, Lisa. I was like, "Bummer, I'm out of here."
You should say it to her face.
I did.
I fucking love that.
I did. She felt so bad. I feel so bad. She was like, "Can I just come over there and fix it?"
It's gonna grow back.
She goes, "I didn't even do the what do you do when you?"
I don't know.
layers. I go, I can't stomach you cutting anymore.
Yeah.
But you know what?
It'll grow back.
Everything works out for the right reason, because now I'm feeling that I needed to shed that weight, that I was holding on to some energy.
Was it super long?
It was longer. It was,
Okay, yeah.
It was like down to here.
Yeah.
And now it feels like I have shoulder length hair, you know?
It's nice,
That's
grow
okay.
back.
It'll be
Good.
fine. But I do feel like kind of like, fresh and so I wrote her today and I said, hey, I just want to let you know I'm getting used to the hair and I don't really have a problem with it anymore. And we're just going to leave it like this. We're not going to cut into it anymore. And
yeah.
I love you. And I'm sorry if I made you feel any kind of way.
She was probably so happy.
She was like, I couldn't even sleep the last couple nights. And then that made me feel terrible that, my actions made somebody feel that bad. And I was like, I never want anybody to. So I've got to find this fucking balance, right? Because yeah, it is gangster, but at the same time, it wasn't kind.
But at least you're not keeping it inside either.
No,
you're going
that's
home
true.
Like, fuck.
Right. Or just,
Yeah,
slamming things around when I got home. I was like, hey, babe, remember when Lisa cut all my hair off? It's like, you still have hair. You're fine,
That's crazy. It's just a haircut, though.
It's just a haircut.
Right? At the end of the
Yeah,
day.
no, I actually like it now. I like the color. I think she did a great job
Well, fuck.
at the end of the day.
Well, thank you for being here.
Thanks for having
This
me.
has been wonderful.
This has been wonderful.
So people can reach out to you on social media or not?
Yeah, totally.
Okay.
I'm open to talking to anybody that wants to get some things off their chest, or if they're going through cancer or mental health issues. I'm always down to share my tips, the things that I do to try to stay as well as possible. So yeah, anytime.
I'm happy to have you. I'm glad you're in a good place in your life. And
Thanks.
you have tours coming up this year?
Yes, we have a bunch.
What's the next one?
It hasn't been announced yet, but the end of March.
Okay.
And then we're headlining a feminist fest up in the Bay Area called Doll Fest with a lot of really great fucking bands.
Okay, cool.
And that feels super cool. And then we're supposed to go out in June, and we've got a lot of fly-ins. And we're going back to, I believe we're going back to Europe it's starting
festivals
for
this summer?
festival season.
Me too. I'll be out there all summer.
Oh, shit.
We got like 23 shows out there this summer. Yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah.
I'll probably cross paths with you at some of those festivals.
What are you doing?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't even look at it.
Yeah.
I get anxiety thinking about that shit. I hate flying and all that stuff.
Do you really?
You like flying?
Yeah. I like going to the airport early and having a few drinks.
Okay.
I enjoy my airport.
Do you sleep on the flights too?
Yeah, I do.
Fuck, man.
I could sleep pretty much anywhere. When I was born, I moved into the band house. They brought the baby home to the band house.
Wow.
So I've always been around it. So I could sleep fucking anywhere. My mom used to say, if we put you a place where it was quiet, then you'd lose your mind,
Interesting.
And if I just laid you on the floor around everybody, you'd go right to sleep. And so
the people jamming and shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, traveling. I mean, it's part of what we do. It's just I love when I get there, but flying just
it's not great. It's not great, but it's. I mean, I
cool
enjoy it.
I'm super jealous.
Yeah, I'm sleeping.
All right, well, thank you for being here. Thanks to all the listeners.
Yeah,
and
thanks, guys.
This was great.
This is a bucket list thing. I've been watching everybody on the steps and shit.
We're about to do our photo on that
I'm
now.
about to be on the steps, y'all.
Awesome. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Gotta give a big shout out to Liquid Death. I've been in a band called H2O for 30 years, and my first real job with a company is a water brand. Go figure. Love you, Liquid Death. Love the people. Love the brand. Love the concept. Love what they give back. Love the community. Love what they do for the environment. You can go liquiddeath.com/OLLC and get free shipping on any of their merchandise that they make. They have such incredible collabs. Also, if you want to hear the story of the CEO, my good friend Mike Cesario, on the podcast, you can go to episode 115, part 1. And then 2 years later, we dropped a part 2, which is episode 275 with the CEO, Mike Cesario. Just a man from Delaware with a dream, worked at a marketing company, and made this become a reality. Liquid Death is an incredible company, incredible water, incredible people. And I'm super, super honored to be part of them. They sponsor my life. They sponsor everything, my family. So go liquiddeath.com/OLLC and get free shipping on anything you want to buy on that site. If you want to get water, it's exclusively on Amazon.com. Murder your thirst, y'all. I always ask my guests if they have any regrets. I personally don't have any regrets. Even when it comes to my tattoos, I have the silliest tattoos. Even my ET on my leg, it's still a childhood memory for me, and I love it. I've had tattoos on top of tattoos strictly because I wanted more tattoos. I started getting tattoos when I was 18. I'm 52 now, and I can't stop. I've had laser treatment before on something on my arm. It's 4 tattoos on top of each other. And that experience at that place was pretty fast. It was pretty cold. It was in and out, swipe the credit card. Don't really tell me much, didn't give me much details or anything was going to happen. So I never went back. So as of most recently, I'm so lucky enough to have had 2 sessions at Removery Tattoo Removal. My tattoo on my arm that looks like a big black blob is now super light. I've had 2 sessions. I have a long road ahead of me. None of this stuff happens overnight. You cannot take a tattoo up in one sitting. You have to be patient. And it's painful. They ice you up. It's super fast. To me, it felt like a bunch of rubber bands. But what's more painful than that is looking at something on your body that you think you're stuck with for the rest of your life. That sucks. But now for me, I'm really happy I started this journey. I'm slowly going to get this tattoo removed. I never thought in a million years I have any kind of real estate on my arm. I don't even know what I want, but it's exciting. I'm so honored to announce that One Life, One Chance podcast is now with Removery. Call 866-934-4570 or go to removery.com. Use TobyH20 and get $100 off your first session. One of the most experienced tattoo removal companies in the world. Removery has 155 locations and 1.8 million treatments. US, Canada, and Australia. State-of-the-art peak-away laser technology, cryotechnology to reduce any discomfort. This is so exciting for me because all I do in these podcasts is talk about tattoos. From day one, if you've been listening to this podcast, we talk about tattoos, talk about getting removed, talk about getting covered up. So this is such a perfect fit for me. Definitely check out One Life, One Chance podcast, episode 281. I have Carmen Brody, Mike McTurnan, and Dustin Ortle from Removery. And this is over a 2-hour conversation. People had submitted questions. It's an incredible conversation breaking down the do's, the don'ts, the fears, process, the results, everything you could imagine about getting a tattoo removed. It's all in this podcast. It's an incredible episode. I appreciate them all coming out for it. So check that out if you want to learn more about Removery and what it's like to get a tattoo removed. Once again, go to removery.com or call 866-934-4570. Use my code TobyH20 and get $100 off. These guys are located everywhere. Try it out. I have a lot of friends who are sober, a lot of friends who are straight edge, a lot of my friends who are going through it. I know struggling with substance abuse and alcoholism can be really, really hard, especially knowing who to turn to. It can be really, really daunting. I'm here to say that a good friend of mine and his friend started this incredible treatment center called Refine Recovery. They gave me a phone number, 855-516-3332. You can text, you can call them. It's totally confidential. It's safe. There'll be somebody on the other line to help you out, a compassionate human being to talk to. They help you navigate the process, the insurance treatments. They accept most of private insurances. You can go refinerecovery.com, Refine Recovery Instagram. I know it's hard, but reach out to somebody, man. People care about you. People love you. People want you to be here for a long time. People love you in their lives. If you're going through it, make this phone call. It's totally private. I know people DM me all the time about going through it and going through sobriety and trying to get straight and trying to take care of themselves, and the struggle is totally real. And Refine Recovery is the definitely move. Reach out to them, 855-516-3332, or text them, 855-516-3332. You can call or text this number anytime, 855-516-3332. You know the drill. This number is here for you to call.